Back on Tiger pregame, joined now by Coach Todd Rice. The Clay Center Tigers back on a win streak right now with 2 straight home games. And I've said this to you earlier in the week, but 2 straight shutouts. It's not easy at any level, high school level in particular, to be able to do that, to make it happen twice in a row, and with your defense just going out and making plays against 2 different style offenses. Rock Creek moved it, but you guys just found ways to stop when you had to, turn the ball over when you got those opportunities. It's impressive to see what you guys are doing right now.
Yeah, I think it's just, a really good team effort. A lot of the guys doing a great job on their run fit, and, it just takes 11 guys being accountable, making sure they're fitting where they're supposed to so other players can fit in. And, then getting turnovers out of teams. We struggled with that through a stretch, and so now we're getting teams to turn it over, and that's really swinging momentum and field position.
And then scoring off those turnovers very quickly in last week's ball game. I want to talk offense, though, the ground game. And we've talked the last couple of weeks. Your offensive line just seems to, as a unit, be doing it right. And then the guys running the football are running hard. They're finding the seams. They're attacking. I mean, you guys are racking up a lot of yards.
Yeah, and, again, just doing it a lot of different ways with a lot of different people. I think we just continue to work the fundamentals with it, and I think our guys are taking pride in that, it's an offense that whether you're an O-lineman or, playing a skill position, everybody has to be skilled at what they're doing. So, some of our offensive linemen are really skilled. They're just not considered a skilled player, but those guys take pride in those details and the footwork and pad level and those things.
As good as the guys up front on the offensive line are, you mentioned it to me during the locker room show this week, your outside blocking maybe as good as it's been.
I think so, especially our slots, coming out on the perimeter. I thought they really stepped it up, and that's been something we've been harping on them with. But I thought all the way across the board on that was much improved.
How about guys taking it in? 3 times Cade Wallace down by the goal line. Hunter Mullen breaks the goal line. We've been waiting for that to happen. Riley Griggs does it again. He averaged huge numbers throughout the ball game. We've said this from really the beginning of the season, but in this offense, it could be anybody's night. When it's everybody's night, it really makes it cool.
Yeah, it really seemed to get spread around really well, and that was real exciting to see Hunter. He's a guy that has not somehow crossed the goal line before and had a lot of chances offensively, defensively, and, our guys just went nuts when he was able to get one in there. And, then Riley had another big game, and, having Levi back in the mix and, Cade and, having some guys dinged up and getting them back helped a little bit too.
Let's talk about Smoky Valley tonight. What do the Vikings bring at you that people can look for?
They're a bigger team. They have a couple 250-pound linemen up there, real ball control. I've seen a game where they held the ball for 10 and a half minutes. So, they can eat the clock. They're just trying to move the chains, probably trying, try to keep it away from us as well. So you're going to see 2 teams that use tempo quite a bit. We're going to have to match that size and physicalness, and, hopefully our speed and aggressiveness can offset that.
I know I brought this up to you earlier in the week and about coming back home, getting a home playoff game, and you said it's really important. You just try not to make it something you chase rather than just playing the football game.
Yeah, I think our kids take a lot of pride in that, and really enjoy playing at Unruh, playing in front of our home fans. It's been since 2009, my first year here when we hosted Topeka Hayden. So these guys know the opportunities out there. They know what they're playing for. Hopefully they just have fun with it and just kind of use that to fuel them, but not something to worry about.
Coach, let's go get them tonight.
All right, thanks a lot.
Back with more on pregame in just a moment.
Are you tired of wondering where your certified wheat came from? Or are you tired of overpaying for new seed wheat? Oldie Seed is offering their direct buying program on new certified wheat seed. With the downturn in the wheat prices, Oldie Seed understands the struggles growers go through when making new purchase decisions. Call Oldie Seed today to book your direct seed purchases at $8.70 per unit and premium full seed treatment for $4.50. Call Oldie Seed today, where they have your back.
It's amazing how much our economy is dependent on trucking companies who transport products from producers to consumers. TSI Kansas Incorporated has built a strong, reputable company by delivering valuable cargo for hardworking Americans who make the products to customers and consumers across the country. It's a vital role and one we are honored to do for your company. If you're looking for a dedicated carrier, we've got flatbed, vans, and reefers. We're TSI Kansas in Clay Center.
Crop Production Services offer the best quality corn and soybean seed lineup that truly fits your acres and the way you farm. Year after year, top-performing brands such as Asgrow, DeKalb, Dynagrow, Mycogen, and Producers Hybrids turn in top yields in field trials. Get expert agronomic advice, responsive service, and consistent, fair pricing from Crop Production Services. Early cash and volume discounts and financing options are available. Visit with Pat, Josh, Doug, and Sheldon for all your corn and soybean seed needs.
Why have you chosen to live where you do? Is it because you want to raise your kids in a small town atmosphere where it's safer, schools are smaller, and you don't have to fight heavy traffic? Have you given thought to the fact that your small town will only survive if its people shop local? Ray's Apple Market works hard to earn your business by offering variety, specialty items, fresh produce, and they still carry out your groceries. Do you love your hometown? So does Ray's Apple Market. Open 7 days a week till 10 p.m.
A football Friday night here from the Den. Rocky Downing along with our studio engineer, Bernie Pancello. We have Dr. Stat back with us, Kerry Carlson. Chet Carlson for the 22nd year alongside in this Tiger football booth. Always a pleasure to have you along, Chet. And this is a special night for Clay Center Tiger football. There's two things that Chet loves, numbers and football, and maybe a real slide towards CCFA football. And here's my point, Chet. Numbers are this. It's been 7 years since the Tigers have hosted a home football game. 2009, year one, by the way, for Coach Todd Rice here in Clay Center. The last time the Tigers hosted a playoff game in high school football, these guys, including the seniors, were playing CCFA football. They hadn't even made junior high bingo football at that time. This is a huge opportunity for the Tigers to really turn a tide, get their sixth win, and come back home next Friday night.
Oh, absolutely. You know, a few years click by pretty quickly, and all of a sudden, here we are. We have two teams that are 2-0. Both teams are orange and black. The stands are full of orange and black. It's a beautiful night. It's a beautiful Friday night. You know, we don't typically have weather like this on the last Friday of October, and we're on turf field, and it's all about this win. It's all about this win for the district, for what happens next week, who you play next week, where you play next week. And if there's anything that's more important in high school football in Kansas right now, it's not about making postseason. It's about making postseason at home.
In fact, it's almost more fun in a game like tonight because both these teams know they're going to play next Friday night.
Exactly.
That's out of it. There's no numbers you got to watch. You don't have to beat the spread, all those different things. That they throw those out the door. It's all about winning a football game and getting back home. For Smoky Valley, they want to be back on the terrible Swedes field here in Bethany. For the Clay Center Tigers, they want to be back at Otto Wonder Stadium.
It's all about who keeps that edge the longest, who gets the jump early, and who keeps that edge in the desire to come out of this game with a win. You know, both of these teams are 2-0 in district, and it all comes down to this game about who gets home field, who gets to win the district, who gets that district championship trophy.
And the Tigers taking a page out of the NFL. Won the toss, Chet. They want the football to begin. They have scored the last few weeks on their opening possession. We are underway on a football Friday night from Lindsborg, Kansas. A tasty pastry kickoff taken by the Tigers back inside the 10-yard line. The return by Hunter Mullen out across the 15. Great coverage by Smoky Valley to pin them back at the 16-yard line. That's where the Tiger offense will take over.
Well, first of all, Hunter did a great job of catching that kickoff. It was near the sideline. It was over his shoulder, and he was running away from it. Lots of times on a kickoff or a kickoff return, you're coming towards the football. He was catching it over his shoulder. He had to pivot several times. He got a little bit of a return out to about the 16-yard line.
Tigers start from their own 16. Cade Wallace puts in motion Riley Griggs back behind the line of scrimmage. Now he'll come back into that wingback position left. Adam Ebert to the right side. Levi Fitzenmeyer, the running back behind Cade Wallace, and wide to the right is Peyton Lane. Back in motion, Riley Griggs. Handoff underneath, though. Cade Wallace keeps it. He's got open field. Out to the 40. In the midfield strike goes Murph. To the 35, the 30. One man to beat. The 15, the 10, the 5. Opening play as he dives across the end zone is Cade Wallace taking it in. 84 yards. Cade Wallace to pay dirt.
even fooled us a little bit on the fake handoff up the middle. Great fake, and then he saw the read. He took it up the middle, and Cade Wallace, who was in a booth the week before, showed no signs of slowing down at all. He pulled away from the field, dove across the end zone, 84-yard touchdown.
84 yards for Cade Wallace, and Murph takes it in. The Tigers line right back up to go for 2 here early. Chet, you said, I'm going to get this in a moment. Here's a play to the right side, and through the end zone goes Levi Fitzenmeyer, 2-point conversion. The Tigers lead 8-0. Chet said right before kickoff, we've got to strike early. It'll set a tone. How about one play? Good enough?
One play, 84-yard drive. Wow. Very little time off the clock. The clock reads 11:37 right now. We took about as much time on the kick return as we did on the first play from scrimmage, which is our only play from scrimmage. And then we kick it in with the 2-point conversion to Levi Fitzmeyer. I mean, I said it's very important for either team in this game to get up quick, get up early, and then just put your foot on the throat. Wow. Now the Tigers come out. What a great read by Murph. I don't want to underestimate that. Cade Wallace made the read of the season right there, and then I saw him pull away like I've never seen him pull away.
You know, Myron was on the broadcast when you were away out of state, Chet, and he talked about angles for a while during the game, both offensively and defensively, and Cade used it perfectly.
He did.
He pulled away, but he also angled away.
He did.
And then when he got to the 5, you could see him lining up like he's diving into home plate, which you know for Cloud County next year in a baseball field, and he dove across the goal line and in for 6.
Well, Cade Wallace won't argue with me on this. If he had 20 more yards to go, he may not have had a touchdown, right? But the play started in the middle of the field, and he got the touchdown pretty close to the pylon because he was using the middle of the field to stretch it out for him.
Peyton Lane's kickoff is going to be taken back inside the 20. The return back up the middle, and now the Tigers destroy the return man. Looked like Jonathan Kramer-Rainbolt maybe in on the play to lead the way for the Tigers that time, along with Dalton Brumfield. And the Tigers will start defensively now against Smoky Valley just inside the 30.
Well, there's nothing like an offensive punch to the throat to fire up a defense. That's all it takes for a defense, and you saw it on the hits on that kick return by the Tigers. So here we come out on D. We're going to see what we can do. They have a junior backfield on Smoky Valley, and they're very good. But it'll be fun to watch.
The true wishbone for Smoky Valley as well. Handoff underneath this time, and engulfed is Zeb Bloom. Crash gets the first tackle of the ball game, maybe a gain of a yard. They hand it off to the upback that time, Odell. But these Smoky Valley Vikings, they would love to eat up about 10 minutes a drive of the football game. They don't like what the Tigers just did with that 13-second drive of one play.
I'm going to say something real quick if I have time. We don't see a lot of wishbone right now, but we used to see a lot of wishbone 20, 30, 40 years ago. Zeb was the only guy on the tackle. The last few years, we'd have all these guys at the line, or the last few weeks, all these guys at the line of scrimmage. Everybody's playing assignment right now.
Here's a rollout left side. Brandon Loader in the backfield with a sack. The quarterback that time, Heitschmidt, tried to roll out left, and Brandon Loader comes in and destroys the play. It's a loss of yardage, a sack of about 3 yards. 3rd down 12 for Smoky Valley back inside their own 30.
In all honesty, every defensive play you have an assignment, and you have to play assignment tough. But it goes to a different level when you play something like a true wishbone. And so when you play a true wishbone, your defensive assignment is very secure. If you fall down, you're exposed. And the Tigers have done very well on the first 2 plays from scrimmage.
Just one back in the backfield by Heitschmidt, so they put trips to the right side. It's going to be a run by the quarterback. Adam Ebert meets him to the line of scrimmage. One broken tackle, then Riley Briggs comes up with the play. The football goes across the 35-yard line. Smoky Valley gets good yardage, but the Tigers do stop them short of first down. It'll be 4th and still a couple to go. Let's see what Smoky Valley does after the big punch thrown by the Tigers early.
Well, and, he got a second, third effort on that run, so he made it 4th and short. It's going to be interesting. I think they might go for it here. They're not anywhere near midfield. They're at the 47.5-yard line, and they're not lined up in a punt formation at all. The Tigers have to watch the hard count, first of all, and then play assignment tough.
Now, Heitschmidt does go under center for the first time. 4th down and 2. And they will run it. Second back through. Hit at the line of scrimmage. Then bounces off. This will be really close. It looks like he fell forward enough initially. That is Anderson, their lead back, 1,051 yards off the season, and they do get enough to move the chains. What a big call by Smoky Valley here early, Chad.
Pretty gutsy, but after the quick touchdown they gave up, I think they felt like we have to come back proactive. We can't be reactive, and we need to just play our offense. They needed a short 2, and they got a little bit more than 2. They got about a half yard to a yard more than they need.
9:12 to work here in the opening quarter. Tigers up 7-0. Here's a handoff up the middle. This is Odell, and he breaks some tackles. Peyton Lane eventually makes the final tackle, but out near the midfield stripe, and Smoky Valley makes it second down and short. Tigers lead 7-0 after 8-0, I should say, after an opening drive of one play, 84 yards by Cade Murph Wallace.
And this could be one of those games where we feel the momentum shift back and forth throughout the game. So much momentum for the Tigers after the quick score, the good coverage on the kickoff, pretty good first 3 downs. Now Smoky Valley's getting a little momentum on offense.
Ross Schrag is wide left. Handoff, first back through underneath, and some good yardage for Odell. He takes it down inside the 35-yard line. Very quick hitter. The big guy, 5'11", 200-pound junior, finds some room on the left side of the line for Smoky Valley. He'll take it to the Tiger 33-yard line. It will be first down and 10. Smoky Valley trying to answer the early one-play drive of the Tigers.
Very quick hitter, very quick up the middle, and he's hit us twice in a row there on that up the middle. Almost 20. That was their biggest gain from scrimmage. Not quite 20 yards on the run, but 17, 18 yards on that run, and here they come back with the move at the chain.
Jake Wynn, Gavin Siebold, inside linebackers right now. Heitschmidt, right side handoff. This is Anderson, their leader back on the season. He takes it near the 30, a gain of maybe 3. The ball comes loose, but they say it was on the ground. So it stays second down, and it will be 7 yards to go for Smoky Valley as they move it near the 30-yard line of the Tigers.
And once again, Jake Wynn on the tackle that time for the Tigers.
Second down 7 after a 3-yard pickup. Tiger defense up front, Seth Bloom, Parker Folks on the outside. In the middle is Gavin Ware and Jonathan Kramer-Rainbolt, Brandon Loader and Adam Ebert, the outside linebackers. We mentioned Jake Wynn along with Gavin Siebold inside, Caleb Mindham, Riley Griggs, the corners, Peyton Lane, the safety. Handoff through the middle. And Anderson, good run. It's going to be Siebold with the tackle, but it's taken near the 25-yard line, brings up third down, and now just a couple to go for Smoky Valley. The run by their leading back on the season, 1,051 yards, 7.2 per carry for Kyle Anderson, a 6'2", 190-pound junior.
Yeah, Kyle Anderson, not quite 1,100 yards in 8 games. He's a junior, 6'2", 190 pounds. He has some, I don't know if he has speed, but he definitely has quickness and he has power.
Third down, 2 yards to go. Heitschmidt under center. He will turn right side. He's going to keep it himself to the outside. First down yardage and a bit more. He's going to be tackled by Peyton Lane, wrapped up and driven backwards, but Heitschmidt already had the 22-yard line well enough for the 1st and 10 for Smoky Valley.
And we got a flag on the field.
Flag down.
I think it's going to be good. Good for the Tigers.
Right in the middle of the field near the end of the tackle. And the call will come now from the official. Did they just make a call? They're still talking it over. They threw it.
The preliminary signal was holding.
Okay. Near the line of scrimmage. Now, they threw it downfield, which was confusing me. Now they moved it back near the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
And it is going to be a holding call against the Tigers, which negates a 1st and 10. This is huge for Clay Center. Instead of first down 10 inside the 25, it's third down 12, now back out near the 35-yard line.
Absolutely right. They had already penetrated halfway into that red zone, and they were looking at, 2nd and 2, and he picked up 3 or 4, and they were going to move the chains, but holding right in the middle of the field, right at the line of scrimmage. So now we're looking at, no, it was third, but now we're looking at 3rd and 12 for Smoky Valley.
Heitschmidt under center, 2 backs behind, wishbone formation, 2 receivers, 1 to both sides. Left side, it's Heitschmidt going to keep it himself again. Pretty good room, but he's going to be tackled by Peyton Lane inside the 30. It brings up another 4th down situation. They went for it inside their own end of the field shed. Now faced with 4th down and about 6 to go at the Tiger 28-yard line.
This will be an interesting call on both sides of the ball here. Heitschmidt is a good quarterback. We talked about how the backfield's all juniors, and they have some size and they have some power. Heitschmidt at quarterback is 6'1", 200 pounds, and we're tackling him out there in open field. He'll get a yard or 2 after we make contact.
4th down, 6, hard count. Tigers don't go. Long snap count, and now Smoky Valley tried to draw the Tigers offside, and they hold their ground. Timeout taken for the Vikings. 5:40 to work, first quarter. Tigers lead it 8-0 when we come back.
What happened?
This house is too small.
So let's buy a new house.
But we can't afford a new house. Money doesn't grow on trees.
That's why we'll go to United Bank and Trust. I heard they have low mortgage rates that are affordable for everyone.
Well, then let's go right now.
Stop and see me, Maria Fitzmeyer,
or me, Carla Sweet, at United Bank and Trust to talk about getting your new home loan process started.
or visit us online at ubankonline.com. United Bank and Trust, banking for your way of life.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
State Farm is proud to support the people who make this community great. From our kids clubs, sports, and organizations to local projects like the Place Center Zoo, we are proud to keep our dollars and ideas local and encourage you to do the same. For insurance, banking, and investments, contact me, David Bordery, 428 Lincoln, downtown Place Center. Trust State Farm's financial strength.
Smoky Valley, 4th down 6. They'll line up to go for it again. This time dropping back to pass. Heitzman across the middle, throws low. It's incomplete. Tigers take over. Riley Griggs on coverage. The pass downfield would have been enough for first down, but obviously well into the turf here at Bethany College, and the Tigers take over on down.
Well, it was a half step behind him, and it was down into the dirt. And so the receiver was a little bit open. He on a quick slant, you're always going to be open. Let's face it. But he was not able to come up with the ball. It was 4th and 5 from the 29. Now the Tigers take over.
Play Center from their own 29-yard line, leading 8-0. Big stop defensively here after Smoky Valley moved it down the field. Tigers have only touched the football one time. Cade Wallace with 84 yards. There's a handoff at the middle. Levi Fitzmeyer squirts out of the pack, actually picks up about 5 yards. It'll bring up 2nd down and 5. The big bull does it again.
I'm going to tell you what, I loved what I saw right there. That's only our second play from scrimmage. Levi got the 2-point conversion easily on a run up the middle, but he picked up good yardage there. But the other thing is there was nobody left to tackle him after the guy that did.
He would have been off to the races had he found a way to break that tackle. 2nd down 5. And off right side, Levi Fitzmeyer. This time, Smoky Valley really wraps it up. Short yardage play, maybe a gain of 1. It'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, they snuffed that one out, and they put a stop on it, and really no gain for the Tigers. That drive for Smoky Valley was 10 plays. After we scored on one play, they ate up almost 6 minutes of clock. 5:56, 10 plays, but no points, and the Tigers have the ball back.
Time of possession is huge for Smoky Valley. Has been all season long. Their only losses coming to Halstead and Heston on the season. They are 6-2. Tigers at 5-3. Both teams 2-0 in district play. Griggs in motion. They pitch out left to Riley Griggs looking for a block, but he's got defenders all over him. Adam Ebert actually threw a pretty good block, but Griggs had nowhere to run past that block as Smoky Valley snuffs it out.
Well, the Tigers, after scoring on one play, on their very first play of the game, are now going to line up in punting formation. It's 4th and 4 from their own 35-yard line.
And Cade Wallace will drop back inside his own 25 to punt it away. 4th down 3. Smoky Valley stands at about their own 39-yard line to receive the punt from Cade Wallace. Snap is a good one. Plenty of time to boot it. And he spirals one downfield. It will bounce and then roll near the 30, then bounce backwards. The Tigers will down it. Holden Heigl, no correction, that is Jake Ferguson, that downs it at about the 20 or the 33-yard line. That's where Smoky Valley will take over. 3:41 to work here in the opening quarter. Smoky Valley's used a lot of time up on the clock, and a 33-yard punt from Cade Wallace. No return on the play. 3:41 left, opening quarter. Tigers lead 8-0. An opening play of 84 yards on a run by Cade Wallace, the difference in the ballgame right now.
Only one pass play in this game, that incomplete pass on 4th down for Smoky Valley.
Hyde Schmidt second back through, and planted in the middle of the line is the running back that time, Anderson. And off the pile comes Parker Folks, Big Daddy. We called his name all night long last Friday. We've seen him do some great things, but I'm telling you what, if you would have lined up just a tackling dummy and done a form tackling drill, that's what Parker Folks is doing.
I felt that one up here.
It's a gain of maybe 2, 2nd down 8. Had to wait a minute to find the number of Parker Folks who came from that right end position. Heitzman under center, 2 backs behind. It's an opening back this time, Odell, and he's going to be tackled by Jake Wynn. Also on the play that time is Gavin Seabold. It's a short yardage gain again, out across the 40. We'll call it third down, 4 yards to go for Smoky Valley from their own 40-yard line.
This is a big play for the Tigers. They're at the 40-yard line, Smoky Valley is, and the Tigers with a third and medium, we're going to call it, 3rd and 4. This needs to be a big play for the Tigers. They're going to, unless they lose a ton of yards, and if they don't make it, Smoky Valley will go for it on 4th down.
Heitschmidt under center. 3rd down, 4. Second back, Anderson, and he falls forward at the 45. It'll be first and 10, a touch more, and they'll mark him down at the 46, 1st and 10, Smoky Valley. You know, the wind has been pretty gusty today, but with all of the buildings surrounding this facility, the south wind not really impacting this ball game, I don't think, a lot on the field.
No, I don't think so either, and I was watching that all day long, and I really thought that this stadium would lend itself to being vulnerable to a south wind, but I don't see a lot of symptoms right now.
Heitschmidt, first back, Odell. And he falls out to the midfield stripe, so pretty good push by that big offensive line by Smoky Valley. All seniors on the offensive line. They're not a real senior-laden team when you get to skill positions, and I really don't like to use that term anymore. I think we should change that term. They're all skill positions, whether you're on the front row or in the backfield.
I know.
But as far as the backfield, offensive backfield for Smoky Valley, they're a young team.
I prefaced it by saying, pardon the term, but skill position, but I know exactly what you mean.
2nd down, 5. Second back, Anderson. He is hit near the line of scrimmage, but still moving forward, and now breaks free to the 40 of the Tigers. Looked like he was corralled and wrapped up, and KG runner, there's a reason he has 1,051 yards coming into this ball game.
Oh, yeah, it's legit. He's a tough runner. He's a big runner. He's a big, strong runner, but he's tough. And there's a difference, in those. But he has all those qualities. The Tigers had a good stick on him, a couple of yards short of the first down, but he picked it up easily after he kept driving through.
6'2", 190 pounds, the junior, Anderson, who picked up the first down there for Smoky Valley. Now it's going to be first back through Odell. And he is going to be wrapped up and brought down at the line of scrimmage, maybe a loss of yards. Gavin Ware, Zeb Bloom, Adam Ebert, all on the play. No gain, 2nd down, 10.
Except for 2, maybe 3 plays for Smoky Valley tonight that I can think of. They have kept it all between the tackles, right? And so they are making us adjust on defense. Now, when a true option-type team, they haven't really shown it, but a true wishbone-type team makes you adjust inside, they start springing it outside, they start stretching it to the sidelines later.
2nd down, 10. Heitschmidt turns right, hands off. This is going to be carried down inside the 40, near the 37-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and long, and it may be the final play of this quarter. I'll be surprised if Smoky Valley snaps it before we end the first period. There's 17 seconds left.
I hate to use the phrase 5 yards in a cloud of dust on a turf field, but
it's an old school offense, though.
That's what this game has been.
7 seconds remaining. Smoky Valley does go to the line of scrimmage, down to 3, down to 2. 1 second, and they will not snap it. We're headed to quarter 2. Tigers up 8-0. On an 84-yard touchdown run by Cade Wallace. Quarter 2 coming your way from Bethany College. Place-Hitter Tigers, Smoky Valley. Stay with us. We're back in a moment.
At Subway, we find that sometimes less can be just so much more. Like our thick-cut oven-roasted carved turkey with no artificial preservatives or flavors. Both good things to have less of. Which brings out more...
This is amazing.
And more...
So good.
Thanks to our new full-flavored autumn carved turkey sandwich. Topped with sliced cheddar and our all-new sweet cranberry mustard sauce. Our 9-grain wheat bread. A big new flavor from Subway that'll keep you coming back for... more. Limited time only.
You work hard to earn your cash. You shouldn't have to work hard to get a cash back rebate. Now you don't have to with the Titan Stash Your Cash program. Save instantly when you purchase American-made Titan Goodyear farm tires now through December 31st. No forms to fill out, no phone calls to make. Just stash your cash. See your Farmers Cooperative Tire branch today for complete details.
Investing in our owner's success. Farmers Cooperative.
Tigers lead 8-0. First quarter comes into a close, and Smoky Valley with the football faced with 3rd down and 7. They have it at the Tiger 37-yard line. Tiger defense has Peyton Lane at safety, Hunter Mullen, Riley Griggs in the defensive backfield, Gavin Siebold, Jake Wynn in the middle. Adam Ebert out there on the outside. Zeb Bloom, Parker Folks up front. Here's a handoff left side. It's going to be taken by Ordell, and he will gain yardage to about the 33-yard line. It brings up 4th down and 2. And, Chet, I'm like you. The way they've started this game, you just expected to go for it here.
Oh, absolutely. They went for it when they were on their own 40-yard line. They're definitely going to go for it when they're at our 33-yard line. 32.
We mentioned the interior for the Tigers. We give you the ends, Zeb Bloom and Parker Folks, and you have Brandon Loader outside, Gavin Ware, along with Jonathan Kramer Rainbow on the inside for the Tigers. 4th down and about 3 to go. Heitschmidt and a whistle before the play gets going, and a timeout's going to be taken. No, we've got a penalty? Is it a timeout?
No, it's a timeout.
It's a timeout by Smoke.
And it'll be their second.
No, it's Tiger timeout. They pointed the wrong way, the official did. Play center burns the timeout here. So it will be a timeout on the field. That gives me a chance to remind you, coming up at halftime, it's the Green Team Cars halftime show. Tonight it will feature Jonathan Ludwig. Lud joins us at halftime, and we'll also hear from Coach Todd Rice as we do throughout the week. Next week, we'll have a chance to hear from more of the Tiger football program, but we'll also get a opportunity to talk with the Tiger cheerleaders at halftime. By the way, Green Team Cars, your halftime sponsor. Get after the Green Team and check out their great selection of pre-owned SUVs. They have a special group of Dodge Journeys, Chevy Traverses, Buick Enclaves, Dodge Durangos, Chevy Equinox, and Jeep Cherokees, and most of these still have the new factory warranty remaining on them. So go out and get to the Green Team, get a like-new vehicle with a few miles, and save thousands on your purchase at the Green Team Cars of Clay Center. They'll be coming up with a halftime show here in just a little bit, and also just announced 0% for up to 75 months on Ram 1500 trucks right now at the Green Team. This still ends Monday, Halloween Day, so come in now for best selection. See dealer for details with approved credit. Must take delivery by October 31st. GreenTeamCars.com has more details as well. 4th down and 3 yards to go for Smoky Valley out of the Tiger defensive timeout. It's at the Tiger 32. Heitschmidt, handoff underneath, hit by Parker Folks. And the carry by Ordell. He's turned back. Folks had the first contact, and the Tiger defensive line wraps it up and sent it backwards. They'll take over on down.
Oh, absolutely. The scoreboard said 4th and 2. I'm saying it was 4th and 3.5 by the way the chains lined up. But the Tigers hit them. They might have picked up a half a yard on that. It didn't even come close. The offense is on the field for the Clay Center Tigers.
Tigers lead 8-0. 11-12 to work here in the opening half of play now. Wyatt Alexander, the wide receiver left. Peyton Lane to the right side. Under center, Cade Wallace. Pitch out right. Hunter Mullen got a couple of blocks out in front. He's to the 40. Gets a first down yardage to the 45. Still on his feet as he bangs off a tackler and takes it to the midfield stripe and more. The bulldozer. Chet Carlson, believe this or not, last week when Hunter Mullen took it in, first high school touchdown of his career.
No wonder he was so excited.
Can you believe that, though?
Oh, I can't.
And he found pay dirt, and now look at him go. He's across actually almost to the midfield stripe before they marked him out of bounds. 1st and 10, though, Tigers have it at their own 49-yard line. In motion goes Mullen. Handoff underneath. Levi Fitzenmeyer. Short yardage play. Takes it to the Smoky Valley side of the field to the 48. Again, 3. 2nd down and 7 to go.
And that's the way we need to come out and start for the Tigers. You know, after scoring quick in the game, we came out the next possession with 3 and out, 3 and a punt. Here we are just over midfield. We're at the 48-yard line. Tigers have a little bit of something going on here.
2nd down, 7. Levi Fitzenmeyer on the season. Get this, Chet. Levi on the year has gone for 715 yards. He had to sit one game. Yeah. The last 2 weeks, he really hasn't played the fourth quarter. Those are huge numbers for the junior.
Well, he was good for 100 yards a game through the first 5 games of the season, and then he's still almost 100 yards a game.
Cade Wallace pitch out, Hunter Mullen. Tries to shake and bake. A couple of tackers out there to haul him in and knock him out of bounds. He still picks up maybe 2. It'll bring up 3rd down and 6. But yeah, back to your point. Every night out, it seemed like there was 100-plus for Levi Fitzenmeyer.
It was just like write it down, and he was going to get most of those yards in the fourth quarter. So it's relevant that he had to sit out most of a game, and it was relevant that he didn't play the fourth quarter of 2 games because that's where he got all of his yards.
3rd down, 6 for the Tigers at the Smoky Valley 47-yard line. Peyton Lane wide left. Griggs and Ebert, wing backs to the right and left side, respectively. Zeppelin, the tight end left. In motion goes Griggs. And it's Cade Wallace keeping up the middle, first down yardage. A bit more. He takes it inside the 40-yard line. An 84-yard scamper earlier. Now Cade Wallace takes it inside the 40. It's 1st and 10, Clay Center.
Oh, Cade Wallace took that for 11 or 12 yards, and he didn't need near that many to move the chains. But what a great read by Cade. What a great play by the Tigers. What great blocking by the offensive line up front.
IHOP 2.0 up front. Blocking again this year. It's 1st and 10 Tigers at the Smoky Valley 37-yard line. 9:18 to work first half. Tigers lead at 8-0. Cade Wallace with Peyton Lane wide left. And it's Wallace again through the middle. Not much there. He's wrapped up and put away at the 35-yard line. The tackle made by the Smoky Valley Vikings, Blake Kebley.
It was all above the shoulder pad, yeah, too. I mean,
like a Caleb Minden tackle, right?
Exactly. Hit him high and bring him down, and that's exactly what he did.
2-yard gain, second down 8. Tigers up 8-0, 8:46 to work here in this opening half of play. Tigers scored on the opening play of the game, 84 yards by Cade Wallace. Cade, left side, pitch out left for Adam Ebert, turns it up, and he's got some guns down inside the 30. He will pick up good yardage, bring up third down and short.
What I love when Adam Ebert gets that ball on the corner is he goes north and south. You know, he doesn't mess around, and he's going to try to pick up as many yards as he can, as efficiently as he can. He's not going to be out there dancing around. We do have third and short. We have a chance to keep moving the chains here.
He's got to thank his good buddy, Riley Griggs, also for the kick-out block that time to get him open and down the field. Good call by Dr. Stat, by the way, here in the booth. Third down, 3 yards to go for the Tigers. Griggs in motion. Wallace, handoff underneath. Levi Fitzemeyer turns the shoulder down and turns it into a 1st and 10 Tigers at the 26-yard line of Smoky Valley.
And that's exactly what he did. He had the ball in his right cradle of his arm. He turned that left shoulder down, and as he did so, he was driving with his legs, and he picked up more than he needed to move those chains.
1st and 10 now at the 26 of Smoky Valley for the Tigers. They lead 8-0. 7:45 to work first half of play. Tigers on top by a score. Wallace, left side, pitches out left for Adam Ebert again. He turns it to the left side inside the 25 and knocked out of bounds. This will be second down. It's still a pretty good gain.
Going to come back.
We've got a penalty flag against the Tigers on the interior, evidently.
Yeah, the White Hat threw that in the middle of the backfield back there, and he threw it early. And I think it was almost like it was a block in the back, but it's where they call holding back there.
So instead of second down and 6, it's going to be first down and longer as the officials talk it over with the Smoky Valley Viking captain. Tigers up 8-0, 7:31 to work here in the first half of play. Smoky Valley, good time of possession thus far. This is the most time-consuming drive the Tigers have had. Smoky Valley, 10 plays, 5 minutes, 56 seconds, 9 plays, 4 minutes, 28 seconds on their 2 drives.
That was a shift. I think that was illegal shift. And so it's 1st and 15.
It's interesting because I saw Griggs go in motion. He went kind of an odd manner, but it's what they typically do in their offense. So 1st and 15, a 5-yard penalty.
Not near as bad as what I thought it might be.
Correct. A holding would have been 10 more yards, or 5 more yards beyond this. Griggs goes in motion this time. They fake the pitch. Wallace back to pass. Pump fakes. Now fires downfield. Has a receiver. Touchdown, Tigers. Peyton Lane. But there is a penalty flag back near the line of scrimmage. Peyton Lane was wide open. Big play lane. And you talk about a pass on the money by Cade Wallace. Wow.
You think those guys have played catch much over the years?
A lot. But there is a holding call against the Tigers that negates the score and brings them back to the line of scrimmage and then 10 yards past that.
Well, I tell you what, Peyton ran a great route, for one thing. He couldn't have been more wide open. Part of it was the route. Part of it was the way Cade Wallace sold it at the line of scrimmage. Right. And then the blocking was there. The pass was on the money. The catch was not going to be dropped by Peyton. There's an infraction, so the Tigers just have to line up and do it again.
The practice yesterday, watching for a while, and it's the normal. They're working on some defensive schemes, and the ball gets tipped, and Peyton scoops one off the turf that nobody else catches, and he takes it back the other way. Oski was called. It was so much fun to watch the guy make some plays. Here's Wallace back to pass again. Stands, he's hit as he throws. He's got a receiver, catches bait. That is Wyatt Alexander inside the 10-yard line. Go the Tigers. And Clay, so that's Riley Griggs' correction. Cade Wallace took the punishment of the pressure, put it on the money, and Riley Griggs takes it inside the 10-yard line. First and goal, Tigers.
I'm going to tell you this. They didn't even have it on the scoreboard because they couldn't figure it out. It was 1st and 26 because we'd had 2 straight penalties, and now a first down on the catch.
Cade Wallace underneath, handoff. Levi Fitzenmeyer slides near the 5. It was a 32-yard pass play. Cade Wallace to RG27, Riley Griggs, ran a great route. I'm telling you what, Cade Wallace stood in there and took a shoulder pad in his sternum as he let go of that football and put it on the money.
Oh, it was a great pass. The White Hat helped him up off the field.
Second down goal, handoff right side, Levi Fitzenmeyer walks into the end zone. Tigers go up by 2 scores. The Big Bull takes it in. Tigers lead 14-0.
I like the way the Tigers have come to the air, and right after a penalty where the touchdown got taken off the scoreboard, they're looking at 1st and 26. They hit Riley Griggs on a sideline pass.
And how about IHOP 2.0? Oh, man. I mean, they open up a seam for Levi Fitzenmeyer to walk through, and so they lead at 14-0 with 6:46 to work here in the first half. Tigers going to line up and go for 2 again here in Lindsborg. Up 14-0. Cade Wallace puts Peyton Lane wide right. Here's a hand. No, it's Cade Wallace keeping in a 2-point conversion as he steps through. Great read. He had it in the belly of Fitzenmeyer, and once again, it was covered. He pulled it out and walked into the end zone.
They just traded off from the first touchdown. Cade got the first touchdown. Levi got the 2-point, and the opposite on this last one. But both times we got the 2-point conversion. We're sitting on 16 points.
6:46 to work first half. Tigers lead at 16-0. You're listening to Tiger Football on 100.9.
Even if the tailpipe on your combine is still warm, it's time to place next year's seed order. Central Valley Ag has a financing plan you need to look at.
0% seed financing until January 15th of 2018.
CVA Seed Director Chad Udbuddy is also offering price discounts, even if you make changes later.
We're giving a discount on the dollars that you are submitting an order for today.
It's easy to order from Central Valley Ag. Get details at cvacoop.com.
I was about to close up when in walked Pam. Can I help you?
I'm looking for pink office supplies to, raise awareness about breast cancer around the office.
You've come to the right place. Here at Central Office, we've got a pink zebra stainless steel ballpoint pen, jumbo pink paper clips, a pink Stanley Bostitch Encourage stapler, and even pink Purell hand sanitizer, all with contributions for breast cancer research.
Wow, Central Office Service and Supply Guy, when it comes to breast cancer awareness, you've really got it going on.
Tigers lead 16-0 after a Levi Fitzenmeyer 5-yard run, and now a return by Smoky Valley out across the 25 to the 30. Pretty good return by the Vikings. They'll start up shop at about the 33-yard line with 6:38 to work here in the first half. 6:38 remains. Tigers had a 84-yard touchdown run to open the game from Cade Wallace, and then a 9-play, 68-yard, 4-minute, 26-second drive just capped off the 32-yard pass play from Cade Wallace to Riley Griggs, setting up Levi Fitzenmeyer to go in from 5 yards out.
I like what I've seen out of the Tigers on offense, both on their first and third possessions of the game. We want to see the defense step up and get a stop on Smoky Valley right now.
All right, Schmidt, handoff left side. This is Ordell taking it through on the left, and short yardage play at best. Garrett Craig maybe got a hand in there early, and then the Tigers able to wrap up after that. Garrett Craig up front now with Parker Folks. Zeb Bloom on the front row. Jonathan Kramer Rainbolt, those your front guys. Brandon Loader really almost playing a defensive end position now for that outside linebacker spot.
Right.
Heitschmidt turns left and hands off right. Oh, crunching shot thrown in by Peyton Lane. Big play Lane on defense this time as he absolutely drilled Kai Sogren.
Peyton has made a lot of tackles already in this game, but several of them have been 8-9 yards downfield, and the runner gets another 1 or 2 yards after Peyton makes contact. That time, that did not happen. Peyton made a stop that time.
Third down for Smoky Valley from their own 38-yard line. Heitschmidt, left side, quick hitter, Ordell. He's got some room to run, and he breaks free. He may be gone. He's to the 25, the 15, the 5-yard line. No flags, and Smoky Valley is struck right back and cut this lead almost in half.
Wow.
He got through the initial surge, Chet, and then it was all over.
He did, and he ran hard, and he just kept gaining speed. He reminded me of Forrest Gump there because I think he might still be running south. I mean, he just kept running faster and faster and faster, and he had 15 yards or more lead by the time he crossed that goal line. Yeah, he got separation in a hurry.
Riley Odell, a junior at 5'11", 200 pounds, goes 62 yards, and the Tiger lead is cut to 16-6, and now an important 2-point conversion try coming for Smoky Valley with 5:27 to work first half. Height Schmidt, second back Anderson near the goal line, dives forward, looks like he's in, and he is. We've got a ball game on our hands. 16-8. Tigers do lead, but Smoky Valley answers a 62-yard run by Odell. 5:27 remains. First half, Tigers lead 16-8. You're listening to Tiger Football on 100.9.
Don't shop for tires at a dealer whose idea of selection is white wall or black wall. Head to the dealer who carries the brands you trust. Michelin offers safe, fuel-efficient, long-lasting tires that provide exceptional performance and extraordinary value. BF Goodrich tires are built for drivers looking for high performance and aggressive styling. Next time you need tires, get the selection you deserve. For the best tires, advice, and service, visit the experts at Bud's Tire Service, 410 Court Street, Clay Center. Proud supporters of Clay Center Tiger Athletics.
Geisler Roofing and Home Improvement in Concordia reminds you that brutal winter days will soon be here. Is your home properly insulated to keep the cold outside and keep your energy bills affordable? Geisler Roofing offers several insulation solutions, including spray foam, rolled and blown-in insulation. We put our 36 years of experience in every project, and we stand behind our work without fail. Learn more at GeislerRoofing.com.
Geisler Roofing and Home Improvement. We've got you covered.
So the Tigers 16-0 lead, just like that, a 62-yard run from Nodell, and it's going to be 5:27 to work first half. Tigers lead now 16-8.
Well, I wanted the defense to get the ball back in a hurry, but that's not what I had in mind. That was a quick strike by Smoky Valley on a very short drive, a very, very quick long run by Smoky Valley.
I said the wind wasn't affecting much on the field. Maybe it is because they're holding the kickoff by Smoky Valley. They do pooch it down to the middle of the field. It bounces loose for a moment. Now Hunter Mullen picks it up, spins right, trying to get to the outside. He'll dive across the 30-yard line, and the Tigers take over from their own 31. First down 10. They lead 16-8.
Pretty fair field position for the Tigers. You know, we're out at least past the 30. We can set up, try to run our offense, and settle things down a little bit.
Right.
You don't want to give the ball right back to Smoky Valley after a quick, long score like that. We want to settle into our offense, get our pace going, and the Tigers have shown that they can do that twice tonight.
5:22 remains first half. Tigers on top 16-8 with the football starting from their own 31-yard line. Cade Wallace puts Peyton Lane left side, tight end right, Zeb Blue. In motion goes Hunter Mullen. Pitch out right to Hunter, bobbled for a moment, now picks it up, caught from behind. He will get maybe 3 yards on the play, second down 7.
Hunter had to work a little extra to pull in that pitch, and if he didn't have to work to pull in that pitch, I think he'd had the step he needed to outrun that tackler, and then it would have been a lot bigger gain for the Tigers.
Just under 5 minutes now to work. They called a gain of 2, second down 8. Cade Wallace, the Tiger offense, looking to the sideline for the call. Peyton Lane to the right side. Under center, Cade Wallace. In motion goes Riley Griggs. Wallace pulls it out of the belly of Fitzenmeyer, dives across the 35-yard line, picks up maybe 3. It'll bring up third down, and 5 yards maybe still to go. See where they spotted at. We'll call it third down 4.
Yeah, good run by Cade that time. Sometimes when you pull the ball out of the belly of that option, you have to, as a quarterback, you have to run about 8 or 9 yards to pick up 4 because you got to go out and around and then upfield. And Cade did a pretty good job of doing this.
Timeout taken on the field, 4:13 to work, first half of play. Tigers lead at 16-8 here in Lindsborg. Stay with us. More on the way after this.
More and more people begin their search for a new or pre-owned vehicle online. Search us at glavenfordofclaycenter.com. That's Glavan Ford of Claycenter.com. you'll see we have the best new vehicle selection and the best pre-owned selection. Your next step is easy. Just a short drive to downtown Clay Center where you're going to save thousands. I promise you, your trade-in will be worth more to us than anyone else. We are Glavin Ford of Clay Center, home of the engines and oil changes for life.
With a fleet of semis on the road year-round, we rely heavily on our crew of top-notch mechanics to keep them running. If you'd like to take advantage of their expertise, bring your rig to us at TSI Kansas Incorporated. We offer heavy-duty diesel maintenance and repair on both your semi-tractor and trailer. We sell and repair tires, do oil changes, fix electrical problems, and we have an extensive parts network. I'm Jason Hall with TSI Kansas, based in Clay Center. Go ahead and like our Facebook page.
Tigers on the offensive line, McCade Melius in the middle, Parker Folks, Brandon Loader to the right, Jake Wynn, and Holden Heigl to the left. Handoff is going to Levi Fitzenmeyer. He gets out to the 40-yard line. He's going to be about a yard or two shy of first down yardage. He stretched as far as he could, but marked at the 40. Tigers going quick here, fourth down and a yard to go. Quickly on the line, Cade Wallace, quarterback keep, right side, looks like he has it. The official looks like he's going to, now he weaves back in toward the line of scrimmage. Let's see.
They're moving them.
First and 10 Tigers, Cade Wallace does get enough with IHOP 2.0 making the room up front.
What I like about that is that the Tigers talked about fourth down. If we don't get it on third down, here's what we do. All 11 guys were ready to go, and they went, and they picked it up.
And now they split the offense. Nev Bloom, the tight end, comes out. Peyton Lane, wide right. Wyatt Alexander to the left side. Levi Fitzenmeyer behind Cade Wallace, the quarterback, who goes in under center, McCade Melius. Back to pass. Wallace looking downfield, fires, and diving effort by Peyton Lane between two defenders. Could not come up with it. Got his hands on it. Pretty good effort just to get that much there.
Yeah, I'm seeing a couple things here in this game early on. You know, the Tigers have been able to make their running game work when they make their reads. You know, we're not always getting the reads right, and it's hard to do against a good 6-2 team like this.
Right.
But the passing game appears to be there all night long. You know, so it'll be interesting if we can get them to complement each other. Each one will get better.
Second down 10. Now it's Smoky Valley burning a timeout. Remind you again, coming up at halftime, the Green Team Cars halftime show. We'll have a chance to hear from Jonathan Ludwig, one of the Clay Center Tigers, and we'll also hear from Coach Todd Rice, as we do throughout much of the season, our locker room show that we get a chance to air for you here on KCLY. Also, the Green Team Cars halftime show reminds you that just arrived at the Green Team is the Hellcat. Scary fast. It has a 6.4 supercharged V with a 707 horsepower in it, Chet. Talked about you this morning on the air with Bill Rice. You mentioning you had said you don't know much about cars, but 707 horsepower is a lot of horsepower.
That's a lot of. I know more about horses than I know about cars, and you know, 707 horses are a lot of horses.
Bill Rice said it was like a stampede. That's what the Hellcat brings. 0 to 60 in just 3.6 seconds. The most powerful muscle car on the planet. And if you don't need all that power, how about a Challenger Scat Pack with 485 horsepower, both in stock now at the Green Team, 802 West Crawford in Clay Center.
Goodness.
Second down 10 Tigers after a Viking timeout on defense. Wallace, right side, keeps it himself. Not much there. Maybe a gain of 1 or 2. Third down now, 9 yards to go. 3:28 left first half. Tigers holding on to a 16-8 lead. Smoky Valley has had great ball control, and then one big play of 62 yards. The Tigers have kind of been the same. One big play of 84 yards. Cade Wallace took it in, and then one time-consuming drive. So the Tigers lead 16-8.
We have us a game.
Third down 9. Griggs goes in motion. They fake the pitch. Rolling right, Wallace pressure, and he's going to be brought down to the backfield. They faked it to Griggs. Smoky Valley read it perfectly. As Wallace rolled right, there were 3 defenders there waiting for him. He had nowhere to go.
You know, when we watch this play again on film, here's what we're going to see. Oftentimes your fake is to buy yourself some time because they're going to be all over what you fake to. If we'd have run the play that we faked,
I know it.
There was nobody there, but they were all over us when we turned back on the blind side.
Fourth down 17. Tigers forced to punt it. 2:28 left in the first half. Clay Center on top, 16-8. Cade Wallace will punt it. Low snap, and he picks up the bounce and then bangs one downfield. This will bounce at the 30 and takes a Tiger bounce, but it hits out of bounds. still a pretty good punt. And that was Connor last in punting, not Cade Wallace. We mentioned last week it was great to see Connor back in uniform. He actually got on the field for one play. We didn't punt last week. But Connor Last, who separated his shoulder in the first practice of the year, was going to be the starting punter and a whole lot more for the Tigers. So great to see Connor out there punting.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Connor's been playing a lot of catch on the sidelines, as he's been the last few weeks, recovering and healing. And it might have paid off the way he had to catch that snap off the turf.
Heitschmidt has it 1st and 10. Smoky Valley with the football. Short time in the first half. Handoff underneath Odell. And the Tigers do a pretty good job of wrapping this one up at maybe a gain of 3. 2:10 left first half. Tigers on top 16-8.
Tigers here with 2 minutes to go in the half would like to get the ball back. We have Smoky Valley back on their heels inside their own 40-yard line. Smoky Valley's thinking they're going to score and go into halftime tied. So we do have us a football game here.
No turnovers yet in the first half. Heitschmidt, he's going to keep it himself right side, and he is wrapped up by Big Daddy Parker Folks again. And then the Tigers get a lot of help. Jake Quinn finished it off, but Parker Folks, that first contact really stood up the quarterback. It brings up 3rd down.
Well, he absolutely did. And I don't know if Parker Folks ever hit the ground on that. He stood him up and walked him backwards. Then comes in Jake Quinn, and at the very finish was Peyton Lane.
The Jake takedown after Big Daddy started it off. 3rd down 5. 1:21 now remains first half with the Tigers on top, 16-8. Good crowd on hand for the Tigers, by the way, on the visiting sideline. Great to see parents and friends and family and students making the trip over to Smoky Valley and supporting a possible district championship.
That's perfect. Now back to Parker Folks. There's not that many kids in high school football that can meet you at the line of scrimmage when you have a full head of steam and stop you dead in your tracks and walk you backwards half a yard.
Big Daddy can. 30-second break here. Smoky Valley takes the timeout. Tigers lead at 16-8. 1:02 to work first half when we return.
The celebration event is on at Schramm Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Manhattan. Come test drive a new Ram truck that gets 29 miles per gallon or a Jeep Grand Cherokee that gets 30 miles to the gallon. You won't go wrong with either of these vehicles. Schramm Chrysler Dodge Jeep is the area's only 5-star certified dealership, and for 49 years, we've treated you like family. Come see us on West Anderson in Manhattan or online at ShramCars.com. Schramm Chrysler Dodge Jeep is a proud supporter of Tiger football.
A lot of football played last night in the KCLY community with 8-man football and 3A getting prepped for by-district play on Tuesday. By the way, we'll have the Hanover Wildcats. They host Beloit St. John's Tipton Tuesday night at 6 p.m. at home in their playoff game. Wakefield in that same district, they make it in as a runner-up. They head on the road, and also Clifton Clyde gets a chance to head into postseason football there. The district runner-up, they go to Osborne on Tuesday evening. 16-8 here. Tigers leading. 1:02 to work. Smoky Valley, the timeout. They have it 3rd down and 5 yards to go. 3 backs behind Heitschmidt. He will hand off first back through, and here goes Odell again. Peyton Lane's going to say the touchdown. The tackle's going to be made, though, at the Tiger 40-yard line. Boy, Odell at 200 pounds, 5'11", when he gets it going, man, he gets it going.
I tell you what, that wasn't really any different than his touchdown ride. He was starting to get his head of steam. He's 15, 20 yards downfield. If Peyton Lane doesn't make the tackle he makes, nobody makes that tackle.
51 seconds remaining first half. Smoky Valley is out of timeouts, remember. Here is Heitschmidt, the quarterback, keeping it. Parker Folks, Gavin Seabolt tag team for the tackle. 40 seconds right in the middle of the field. The clock keeps ticking.
Tell you what, Heitschmidt kind of waving that ball out there. I was getting my hopes up there. I thought maybe it would pop out there for the Tigers.
And Smoky Valley, no timeouts, taking a long time to get a play in from the sideline. They're down to 22 seconds left. 2nd down and 7.
And they're running
out. Personnel is just now getting on the field. Down to 15 seconds. Heitschmidt under center. Tigers lead 16-8. Back to pass. Heitschmidt stands in the pocket, fires downfield. Griggs on coverage, and the catch is, they say, made at the Tiger 19-yard line. Griggs all over the official there. Griggs thought he was out of bounds. The catch is made. Smoky Valley has it 1st and 10 with 8 seconds left. The clock says stop. It was out of bounds after the catch.
It was an inside shoulder pass. He threw it to his inside shoulder, and Riley Griggs was on coverage. He wasn't able to turn around. caught it just inside the 20-yard line, so they moved the chains, 8.1 seconds to go.
Again, Smoky Valley, no timeout. So if they're going to run something, it's probably to the end zone or to the sideline. If they run through the middle and it's complete, the clock would probably run out. Highsmith bobbles a snap, the ball loose on the ground, and who comes up with it? Now we've got to stop a play, and the clock's gone to 0. Is that quarter?
It's half.
It's halftime. Now, the officials are going to talk this over. I don't want to break too quickly.
Yeah.
Because they have not left the field yet. I think they want to make sure they had the right call. There couldn't have been a timeout. It's half. And it is halftime. So the Tigers will lead 16-8, headed to the Green Team Cars halftime show. It's coming up next.
Go big or go gig with Twin Valley Pulse. How big, you ask? You can get internet speeds of up to 1,000 megabytes per second. That's incredibly fast. That's 100 times faster than most U.S. households. Not convinced? How about downloading 25 songs in 1 second? How about downloading high-def TV shows in 3 seconds and high-def movies in 36 seconds? That's smoking fast. And Twin Valley is the only one offering Pulse Gig internet service. So call 800-515-3311 to order Pulse today with Twin Valley.
You must prepare for tomorrow and make ready the fields for next spring. At Wilbur Ellis Reed Seed and Feed, we're not psychic, we don't read palms or cast spells, but we do read fields, see what works, and offer you the products we know will help with your profit potential. We start with cleaning up the weeds, adding residual for control into the spring, and apply fall fertilizer with or without stabilizers for a head start to next year's crop. No magic, just simple, straightforward solutions. We are Wilbur Ellis, Reed Seed and Feed.
Well, the game started with a bang, Chet. The Tigers took the football after winning the toss at 84 yards. Cade Wallace dives across the goal line to put the Tigers on top. Levi Fitzemeyer ran in a 2-point conversion. Then it was kind of back and forth. Smoky Valley moved the ball well. The Tigers found a way to hang on. And then Clay Center went up 16-0 on a Levi Fitzenmeyer run. That's after a Cade Wallace to Riley Griggs 32-yard pass set him up. And then Cade Wallace, a 2-point conversion at 16-0. And he kind of felt like this may be one of those games where the Tigers can stretch the score. And then 62 yards later by Mr. Odell, it was a different story.
Well, it took one play for them to strike quick to all of a sudden we're thinking differently.
Right.
But, that's how they started the game from their side of the ledger card as well. Oftentimes early in the season, your defense is a little bit quicker to play well than your offense in high school football. And oftentimes it's the opposite in the later part of the season. And we're not watching either defense really able to come up with an answer on the other offense, where it might be different if it's the first or second game of the season. The offenses are more mature. The blocking assignments are working better. And the offense is out-adjusting the defense on both sides of the ball right now.
Tigers lead it 16-8 here at the Green Team Cars halftime show. Got a couple of scores I want to update you on. Scott City now leads Concordia at halftime 21-0. Concordia, in all likelihood, out of the playoff picture. They had some possibilities if things fell correctly. Now, for the Abilene Cowboys, they must beat McPherson by 2 to get into the playoffs. They were trailing at the end of one quarter 7-0 to McPherson. Again, that's the last score that we had. We do know that Ryan Wilson is back in at quarterback for the Abilene Cowboys this evening. Here the Tigers lead 16-8 at the Green Team Cars halftime show. Stay with us. We're going to hear from Jonathan Ludwig, Place-Center Tigers senior here on Tiger Football. That's coming up at half next.
Hey Tiger fans, the lights are on, the team is ready, and the coaching staff has put together a successful game plan for tonight's game. Have you thought about your insurance game plan? This is Jim Gearhan with Farmers Union Insurance. Let us help put together a game plan for all your insurance needs. We cover everything from cars, trucks, boats, and motorcycles to homes, combines, and businesses. We can even help insure your retirement. Stop by and see us at 426 Lincoln Avenue, downtown Clay Center. A proud supporter of Tiger Athletics.
Are you tired of wondering where your certified wheat came from? Or are you tired of overpaying for new seed wheat? Old East Seed is offering their direct buying program on new certified wheat seed. With the downturn in the wheat prices, Old East Seed understands the struggles growers go through when making new purchase decisions. Call Old East Seed today to book your direct seed purchases at $8.70 per unit and premium full seed treatment for $4.50. Call Old East Seed today, where they have your back.
KCLY Locker Room Show, joined today by Jonathan Ludwig, one of the Clay Center Tiger senior Lud, who we've seen on both sides of that offensive and defensive line this year, doing some great things for the Clay Center Tigers. Let's talk about right now, at the point of the season, with one regular season game remaining. And of course, we know the postseason's still waiting out there for you guys. What are the feelings as a guy that's laid a lot of work into getting on this team and now seeing the final stages of the senior year?
I'm excited. I mean, we deserve this, and we had a lot of guys putting in a lot of work. Everyday practice up on the hill, just putting in work, and we're all ready for it. We know we can make it. So.
That's great. Let's talk about the defense a little bit for the Tigers. The last 2 weeks, it's not easy to throw shutouts against anybody in high school football. You've backed it up twice now. How much fun has it been for the defense to, we say it on the air a lot, pin your ears back and just go?
It's a lot of fun for the guys, especially knowing we can do all that. And it makes it even more fun for the guys on the sideline because, I mean, they're not in the game, but they're at least cheering and making it fun for everybody in the stands. It's just all fun.
It has been crazy. The Tigers den has been rocking with all of the defense you guys have thrown up, but you've also done some great things on offense. IHOP 2.0, I was told here a couple of weeks ago that's now the name of that big offensive line that's doing some big stuff. You guys just really marched the football down the field the last couple of weeks. You've really done some great things all season long, but it just seems to me like you guys have a little bit more chemistry as the season's gone along. You kind of know where each other needs to be and wants to be, and you make it happen.
Well, this senior team, they've been playing since 4th grade, but I came in 8th grade, and they've accepted me, and they've made this the best football I could ever have. And we just love each other. I mean, we play for each other. That's how we do it.
And that, friends, is what football is all about and what this Tiger family is all about on the football field. Jonathan, I know you are looking ahead to maybe following this senior year, enjoying the steps along the way, but you've got ideas of moving on into architecture here.
Yes. I plan to go to K-State and room with Riley and McCade, and that's going to be fun. And I'm going for a master's degree in architecture.
That 3 guys making good things happen at K-State after Tiger football. Where did your interest in architecture come from?
I think it started in about 4th grade. My teacher, he was a really good drawer, and he introduced me to drawing plans, and then I just wanted to do it since then.
It's a lot of work ahead of you, but I know you can handle it. All right, here's the deal. We do a thing called Tiger Talk.
Okay.
3 questions about anything, although this week I'll tell you it's about Halloween since it's coming up very, very quickly, okay? Which Clay Center Tiger player or coach has the scariest stare or glare?
Oh, it's got to be Coach Lane. He's always there, but he looks out for you with it. But yeah, it's got to be Coach Lane.
You know when he looks at you what's going on?
Oh yeah. Especially on special teams, you mess up and he'll just give you that glare, and you're like, oh great, I got to fix that. So
I've seen that glare before. I know what you're talking about. Okay, in a tackling drill, which Clay Center Tiger is the scariest to go up against?
Parker. Obviously. Parker, he's big, he's strong, and he knows what he's doing. It's got to be him.
And he's woolly, too.
Oh, yeah, he is. He's a good friend, though.
He's done a great job up front. If the Tigers were to have a pumpkin carving contest, who would win?
I think it would be McCade because he's the most artistic out of everybody. But, I mean, and I've seen some pumpkin carving he's been doing with some friends, and it's pretty cool, but it's got to be McCade.
So would you carve the pumpkin? Do you have any artistic skills?
Oh, yeah. I'd like to say
You'd build a house with it?
Yeah, I could design a house plan on it, so yeah.
That's great. Jonathan Ludwig doing great work for the Tigers out on the field. Lud, keep it going. Let's go get him this weekend, okay?
Thank you.
If you're an experienced over-the-road truck driver looking to step up to a strong, well-established company and one who treats their employees right, TSI Kansas invites you to join our family of drivers. We're looking to add more qualified Class A CDL drivers to our ranks. See, after working for TSI Kansas for many years, John and Sandy Link and I now own the company, and we're dedicated to keeping our company strong. I'm Jason Hall with TSI Kansas Incorporated of Clay Center.
Crop
Production Services offer the best quality corn and soybean seed lineup that truly fits your acres and the way you farm. Year after year, top-performing brands such as Asgrow, DeKalb, Dynagrow, Mycogen, and Producers Hybrids turn in top yields in field trials. Get expert agronomic advice, responsive service, and consistent, fair pricing from Crop Production Services. Early cash and volume discounts and financing options are available. Visit with Pat, Josh, Doug, and Sheldon for all your corn and soybean seed needs.
Back again at the home of the terrible Swedes here at Bethany College. Rocky Downing along with our studio engineer Bernie Fancella, Dr. Stat, Kerry Carlson, and Chet Carlson alongside as we bring you Clay Center Tiger football here at the Green Team Cars halftime show. And Chet, some numbers to look at, I think really interesting. Cade Wallace, 102 yards on 6 carries. Of course, 84 that on the very first carry of the game. And then after that, an offense that's been really, really good this year on the ground. 21 yards, Levi Fitzenmeyer, 7 carries. Hunter Mullen, 20 yards, 3 carries. Adam Ebert, 5 yards, 1 carry. And that's it on the ground. So outside of that one big play, Smoky Valley's had a pretty good answer.
Yeah, they found an answer to our offense. We haven't always made the right read. Our offense depends on the read. And their defense, you got to give them credit for confusing it in the middle. If you confuse it in the middle, it confuses the read. And that's what's happened a couple of times. And, it's a great football game.
Yeah, it really is. Once Odell went for the 62 yards, it became a real game. Tigers are up 16-0. Not on cruise control by any stretch, but just had a feeling that it was going in the right direction. And that swung the momentum in a big way. Now, Odell has 127 yards on the ground, including that 62-yard scamper for a TD. Anderson, their leading rusher on the year, 30 yards on 7 carries. Heitschmidt, the quarterback, 17 yards on 6 carries, and Sogren just the 7 yards on 2 carries with the football. Tigers do lead 16-8 district championship on the line here on a Football Friday. Stay with us. We'll have more Tiger football at halftime. The Green Team Cars halftime show continues with Coach Todd Rice next.
Even if the tailpipe on your combine is still warm, it's time to place next year's seed order. Central Valley Ag has a financing plan you need to look at.
0% seed financing until January 15th of 2018.
CVA Seed Director Chad Udbuddy is also offering price discounts, even if you make changes later.
We're giving a discount on the dollars that you are submitting an order for today.
It's easy to order from Central Valley Ag. Get details at cvacoop.com.
I was straightening my desk when in walked Dwight. Can I help you, Mr. Schrute?
It depends. Are you the knight of the office supplies?
I guess.
Can I trust you?
Sure.
I have reason to believe I will soon have need of a new, impressive-looking desk. But I don't want to spend a lot of money because my status upgrade isn't exactly official yet.
Here at Central Office, we have a great selection of Laurel office furniture that you can configure however you want. Great pieces at affordable prices.
All hail the knight of the office supplies.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
By the head coach of the Clay Center Tigers, Todd Rice. Coach, we had a chance to talk with Jonathan Ludwig just a little bit ago on the Locker Room Show, and I said in high school football, it's not easy to get shutouts. You've backed it up 2 weeks in a row. That's crazy.
Yeah, we've done some really good things, had a lot of guys contribute and stuff, and, just continue to try to get really sound and work on our run fits, and, it takes a lot of things to go your way for that to happen.
And on a couple of very different style offenses, you make that happen. This past week, Rock Creek moved the football against you and really made some strides, but once again, you find ways to force turnovers.
Yeah, their offense is a real challenge. We talked last week, they averaged 20 points a game and, done some really good things. And second quarter, we gave up a few rushing yards, but I think we kind of got that fixed. And, our guys just play so hard and give such a great effort that, they just keep plugging away in there.
Let's talk about the offense as well, who moved the ball, particularly on the ground. I mean, he scored through the air again, but, man, the numbers of people that are racking up yards right now is just really, really impressive. I say it each week, but it's impressive every week.
Yeah, and you look, Riley kind of had I don't know if you'd say a breakout game, but, I think he averaged about 20-some yards a carry. which we know he's very capable of doing. Getting, our fullback back in the mix with Levi, kind of nice to see that and kind of get some continuity going. And then I thought our perimeter blocking was probably better than maybe what it had been at some other times too. So it's fun to see a lot of that work together.
You mentioned Levi, but I guess I'll throw in that mix. Cade Wallace, they had some injuries. Hunter Mullen coming off the injury. Right. He scored a touchdown even on the offensive side, which he's moved the ball a lot, but he finally gets to the end zone for you guys this season. Answered some questions on how these guys are able to move and play and those types of things, right?
Yeah, getting those three back in the mix. And like you said, we were starting to wonder if Hunter, if there was some imaginary barrier there. So, it was really exciting to see him finally crack the end zone and be rewarded like that.
I'm going to mention something Jonathan brought up when I was talking with him on the show. He said, it's fun for the guys on the sideline. And he says, I know they're not in right there, but when the defense is doing big things, and I bring that up because the play when Hunter went in, it was like you had just won the Super Bowl. I mean, right. The guys really wanted him to get that touchdown.
Yeah, and that's just, credit to the character of our team. Those guys on the sideline really being into it, supporting each other, being happy for each other. Last week we had a couple guys score their first high school touchdowns, and, I think there's a real genuine interest that our guys have in seeing each other have success.
Let's look at what's coming up this week. Smoky Valley's a 6-2 team. You look at comparable scores. That's not really fair because it's all about matchups. What do the Vikings bring into this game that kind of you really concentrated on?
Yeah, they're a bigger team than we are. Their physicality, they're a run first football team. We talk about our tempo a lot. They're really going to work on ball control and clock, and it could be a fairly short game if both teams are doing what they do. So us just being ready for that physicality. They got a couple 250-pound guys in there, and they're going to be well coached, and it's going to be a physical game.
All right, we're moving to Tiger Talk. 3 questions. It's all about Halloween this week, since it's coming up on Monday. Number 1 is, which Clay Center Tiger, player or coach, has the scariest stare or glare?
I would have to go with Gavin Ware, I think, and just have that look about him. So I think he's good.
I can see that. And if you watch him on the wrestling mat.
Well, definitely.
Yeah, Jonathan said Coach Lane.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Special teams mistake, it. Okay, number 2, tackling drill. Which Clay Center Tiger do you think would be the most scary to go up against?
Most scary? I think Zeb would probably hold his own. I think, you just don't know where he's going to hit, where he's going to go, and, what his mood is when he enters the drill. So I'd tell him to look out for that guy.
Yeah, I can see that. If the Tigers were to have a pumpkin carving contest, who wins?
We got a lot of creative guys, but I think McCade probably would take it home, work on it for a couple weeks, and probably just have that thing all decked out.
It was Jonathan's answer too, so good call. Tigers take on Smoky Valley. A chance to get back home for you guys on Friday night. That has to mean a ton.
I think so, man. We're trying not to make too big a deal over what's going on. This is third step, but everybody knows what we're trying to play for, and the opportunity to come back home and play in front of our home fans and do some things that haven't happened in quite a while. I think we're going to be motivated for sure.
Coach, go get him Friday.
All right, thanks a lot.
Life seems to get busier every day. The kids have sports practices and games. There's a mountain of laundry to do at home, plus trying to find some time to cook a decent meal and keep the house reasonably clean. I'm just so thankful I can quickly stop in at Ray's Apple Market and find everything I need. What I really like is that I feel like my kids are always safe when I'm shopping, and the staff is so friendly and helpful. Ray's Apple Market is our store.
Back once again, the Green Team Cars halftime show. Clay Center Tigers leading here 16-8 at the half. And as we said when Odell went for 62 yards, game on, and Chad, I know you've said it a couple of different times, we got a football game here.
Yeah, we really do. And what's unusual is it's all taking place between the tackles for the most part. Right. I mean, a lot of the meat of the stats of this game happens to be between the tackles. And so there's going to be a lot of adjustments coming out of halftime. It'll be interesting to see how they play out, especially in the first portion of the third quarter.
A lot against the Tiger defense inside the tackles. Not to say they haven't done some good things, but, 62 yards, and then Odell's gone for 127 in the first half. Thanks to Dr. Stat for those numbers. Cade Wallace has gone for 102, but 84 of that coming on that first carry from scrimmage of 84 yards. And beyond that, not a whole lot else for the Tigers offensively through the middle, which they do eat up some yards. But, Chet, we also haven't seen them bounce outside yet. We keep waiting. They've faked it a few times.
Yeah.
And they've gotten something off of it. They've tried to set the pass play. Maybe the run outside might be what really breaks
for the
it
Tigers.
For the Tigers,
yeah. No, I agree with you completely. We really haven't gone to that, and it has appeared to me a couple of times that it might be there. So I agree with you completely. It'll be interesting to see if we try a little bit of that.
By the way, the Green Team halftime show reminds you just arrived at the Green Team just in time for Halloween Monday. The Hellcat Scary Fast 6.4 supercharged V with a 707 horsepower. 0 to 60, just 3.6 seconds. Check that out at the Green Team in Play Center. The Tasty Pastry kickoff second half by the Tigers, taken by the Smoky Valley Vikings and out across the 35-yard line. The return tackle is going to be made by Gavin Seabold, Peyton Lane, and company. And the Tigers will start defensively here with Smoky Valley, who had some success, as mentioned. We'll see what adjustments made really for both sides going into half number 2.
Well, and as you mentioned, we won the toss and we took the ball, and it worked out well because we scored on the first play from scrimmage. So here they get the ball. They're lining up at the 35-yard line here to start this second half of play. And do we have a penalty?
Well, it appears we might, because they're a hold against Smoky Valley. So a great start for the Tigers on the call. Somebody holding on the return instead of the 35. They're back at about the 23-yard line.
And that's good for the Tigers. Any time that you can get just a little bit of an edge here, and you need to capitalize on it. Anytime you can get that foot partially on somebody's throat, you got to put a little weight on it. And so we moved them back 12 yards from where they thought they were going to start. Let's see what happens.
Hyde Schmidt under center, 3 backs behind him, wishbone formation. That is their typical offense. It's going to be the quarterback keeping, and he's going to be wrapped up and taken down. Jake Quinn finished off what was started by Jonathan Kramer Rainbow, I think, had the first contact in the backfield. It'll be a gain of 3, second down 7.
Yeah, that was a good tackle by committee, if you will, right in the very middle of the line for the Tiger D.
Second down 7, football just across the 25-yard line, still on Smoky Valley's end of the field. Tigers lead 16-8, just underway in this third period. Hyde Schmidt this time works left side. Second back through Anderson. And he is going to be pulling a couple of defenders across the 30 to the 35. First down and 10. That is a strong run. 6'2", 190 doesn't sound big. He runs kind of straight up and down, in fact, Chet. But he really finishes run and punishes people. He's the guy that's gone over 1,000 yards on the season.
And that's the thing in high school football. When somebody runs that straight up, you can really hurt them when you tackle them, but they can also really hurt you, right? And, he had 6 yards of gain before we even made contact with him, and he continued to pick up after that.
And off underneath Odell, he's the guy that's really hurt the Tigers here in this opening half, and he picks up 5 yards on the first down carry here. He had 127 yards of offense rushing first half of play. Anderson, by the way, we talked about a 1,000-yard rusher. He was held to just 30 yards on 7 carries in the first half of play. Odell's been a bruiser up through the middle.
Well, in that first half, the Tigers put Smoky Valley on fourth down a couple of times where they went for it. One time we held them. We don't want to do that down inside the red zone. We want to do it out here towards midfield.
Second down 5 for Smoky Valley from their own 40. Hand off Odell again, and it's going to be a short yardage play. Tigers stand this one up. Gavin Ware, big collision early. And then a whole lot of Tigers coming in to finish it off. Smoky Valley's offensive line trying to push it forward. They do get a couple of yards. It's third down and 2. 10:09 to work, just underway third quarter. Tigers on top here, 16-8. Garrett Craig off. Back into the game comes Kramer Rainbow for the Tigers. He joins Gavin Ware in the middle. Parker Folks and Zeb Bloom are the ends. Brandon Loader, Adam Ebert outside. Middle linebackers, Hunter Mullen and Jake Wynn. Griggs and Ebert, the corners, and Peyton Lane, your safety for the Tiger defense. Counter play going from right to left. Anderson gets good yardage to the midfield stripe. First and 10, Smoky Valley. It's one of the first misdirection plays we've seen out of the wishbone.
And you don't get to sidestep Zeb Bloom very often. Zeb Bloom had great penetration into that backfield, and he just barely missed making a tackle for a loss. But the trouble with that was that there was nobody else for about 12 yards to pick up the tackle.
So the Tiger lead is 16-8, but Smoky Valley coming out here in the third quarter and moving the football, controlling the clock. That's their style of game. 1st and 10 now at the Tiger, actually right on the midfield stripe. Second back through Anderson, no correction. Oh, and a big-time hit coming in late from Adam Ebert. The carry that time coming from Blake Hebley. No, Sogren with the carry that time for Smoky Valley. Correction one last time. 3-yard gain, second down 7.
And another thing that we're seeing, Smoky Valley doesn't throw the ball much. You know, they have one attempt, and they don't have many stats for the year. We'll see if they bring it out this half. But it's allowing our safeties to come up a little bit more every play, and they're more involved in the running game now.
Penalty flag before anything gets going. Second down 7. Penalty flag from the sideline judge.
Illegal substitution on the defense.
So the Tigers are going to be cost 5 yards on this call. You mentioned
no.
They wave it off.
I don't know. I don't know what that signal was. It's no penalty.
Sideline warning on the Tigers. A sideline warning. So no penalty, just a warning on the sideline. Somebody got across where they should be. Collision in the middle here on the carry by Odell. Zeb Bloom, Brandon Loader, Parker Folks, a whole bunch of Tigers in the middle right there. It's going to be a gain of maybe a half-yard, third down long.
What a stop by Zeb Bloom at the line of scrimmage. What a crunch job. And, yeah, he had other help in there, but Zeb Bloom at the line of scrimmage, no gain.
Third down 7 for Smoky Valley, now at the Tiger 47-yard line. They send one receiver wide left. That is Ross Schrag. Eichmann under center. 2 backs behind. Left side. Second back through Anderson. He's hit near the line of scrimmage and dropped. Zeb Bloom again had the first contact. He didn't get the tackle on that one, but he gets the collision, and then the rest of the guys go clean it up.
It might have been the best thing in the world to happen to Zeb to get sidestepped in that backfield 2 plays ago, because he is not happy out there, and he's playing defense like somebody that's not happy.
I love it. 4th down and 5. That's a good call. You said it when it happened. You don't sidestep Zeb Bloom very often, and Crash is coming back with vengeance now.
Oh, man.
7:21 to work. Now, you see Smoky Valley eats about 5 minutes off this clock, but now lined up to punt it on 4th down and 6. They do snap it. They will punt it away. Back to receive Peyton Lane. They almost rugby style away from him. It bounces inside the 10 down to the 5-yard line. So a great punt for Smoky Valley on their special teams. But the Tigers get a stop after Smoky Valley seemed to have some rhythm going on offense. But Play Center now starts back inside or back at their own 5-yard line.
A really, really, really good stop by the Tiger D. Now that was a horrible-looking punt, but it was an extremely effective punt because it never got very far off the ground. We couldn't field it. There was no way that we could get a return on it, but it got a little overspin on it, and it's all the way back near the 5-yard line.
Tigers lead 16-8, 7:03 to work third quarter. Tigers with the lead. Peyton Lane is wide to the left side for Clay Center. Zeb Bloom tight end left. Here is a handoff underneath and a gain maybe of a yard for Levi Fitzenmeyer underneath for the Tigers. It'll bring up second down and long.
When you're at the 6-yard line, your own 6-yard line down there, you're wanting to get a little space so you can run your offense and not get in trouble. You know, so the Tigers trying to make something happen here. They want to keep the ball. They want to move the chains, but they're back on their heels.
Second down, 8. They gave him a gain of 2. 6:35 to go, third quarter. Lightning quick third period thus far. Smoky Valley ate a lot of time up and some yards, but the Tigers able to get the football back. Here's Cade Wallace, pitch out right side. Riley Griggs hit in a backfield, shakes the tackler, keeps on his feet to get across the 10-yard line. That's a great run by Riley Griggs to maybe gain a yard or 2.
He got some yards after he pulled in that pitch, and they're moving that yard marker more than I thought. They're looking at about 3rd and 5 here.
So they do gain a little room anyway. It was 6 minutes to work here in the third quarter. Couple of scores for you. Scott City 21-0 over Concordia. Abilene has it tied at halftime with McPherson. The Cowboys must win by 2 tonight to make the 4A Division I playoffs. Concordia down 21-0. As we mentioned earlier, likely out of the playoff picture. 3rd down 5. Here's a pitch out left. Adam Ebert trying to turn the corner. Gets by one tackler. Now he cuts it up the field. First down, yardage and more. The Adam Bob knocks it out of bounds. But he takes it across the 20-yard line. Huge move of the chains for the Tigers.
Well, and that's the play you were calling for just a little bit ago. Just maybe 4 minutes ago, you were talking about the Tigers going outside there. Adam Ebert gets that pitch, and he goes north and south. He had to dodge. He had to kind of limp leg there once to miss that tackle. And then he put the speed on. He's up the sideline. We're moving the chain.
It's a gain after the 23-yard line. 1st and 10 Tigers, 5:21 to work here in the 3rd.
That's twice tonight. Riley Griggs gave a great block on Adam Ebert front.
That's a great call. Here's a handoff underneath Levi Fitzenmeyer. Not much there. He is going to be tackled near the middle of the line by Skylar DeMott. Here's a great note for Tiger football fans. Coach J.D. Lane had a terrific career at Pratt. Alongside him, his receiver, DeMott's dad. They both went to the University of Northern Alabama and starred. DeMott's dad was an All-American punter, and J.D. Lane's holder, where Coach Lane had a tremendous career for the Lions at UNA in Division II football. So kind of cool connection for two of the sons out here playing against each other on a football Friday. Cade Wallace, late pitch, gets it outside. Here's Adam Ebert again. He's got first down yardage once more across the 35-yard line. Great late pitch by Cade Wallace. He got some yardage, then had a better option. That's what the option's all about.
Yeah, did you see who's upfield? Riley Griggs and Zeb Bloom.
RG27 and Crash making some blocks downfield. We've called Riley Griggs' name 3 times now on the blocks out on the perimeter, and all 3 have been for Adam Ebert.
Yep.
1st down and 10 Tigers. And they started from their own 5, now out across the 35-yard line. Right side, Cade Wallace. He's going to be crunched in the backfield. A slow developing play. He kind of bubbled out to his right. It just wasn't much there, and the Smoky Valley defense will drop in for a loss.
Yeah, and you even have those plays every once in a while in practice when you're running against nobody. You know, it just happens. And that time it happened against a pursuing Smoky Valley defense.
I want to get another note on the connection to UNA. There were 7 Kansans who went and played at Northern Alabama, and they were really good when those guys were playing in the late 80s, ending about 1990. 2nd down 12 here with the Tigers. Here is a pitch out left side now to Riley Griggs. He's got a chance to try to turn the corner, but he's caught in the backfield. Smoky Valley will drop him for a loss. It is 3rd down and long.
And that Smoky Valley tackler, who was number 20, Zach Abel, another junior. They have a lot of good juniors. If he doesn't make that tackle on Riley Griggs, nobody is going to tackle Riley Griggs 40 yards.
Right.
He had the blockers lined up other than that one guy.
And he made an ankle tackle to stop what could have been a big play. 3rd down, 13, a loss of a yard. 3:03 left, 3rd quarter. Tigers lead 16-8, late 3rd period. Faced now with 3rd down, 13 from their own 34-yard line. Here's Cade Wallace, back to pass, stands in the pocket, pump fakes, now fires across the middle. Peyton Lane with a catch at the 35, shakes off a tackler, trying to break free. He'll stretch it out to the 25-yard line. Big play, Lane takes it to the 25, 1st and 10 Tigers. What a huge 3rd down, 13 conversion.
Well, I tell you what, 3rd and 13, and the Tigers just throw it 40% of the field downfield. Peyton Lane wide open, hauls in the ball, and then almost pulls out of that. Only guy left to tackle him. Tigers have the ball at the 25-yard line.
We talk a lot about IHOP 2.2 running. Mm-hmm. They gave Cade Wallace time to pump fake, look, and then find Cade Wallace for a 40-yard connection, 1st down and 10. 2:24 remains, 3rd quarter. Tigers up 16-8, now marching. Right side, Cade Wallace keeps it, now cuts it up the middle. He's at the 10-yard line, dives through a defender. Down near the 12 he goes. It'll be 1st and 10 Tigers. Still some room to gain a 1st down before the goal line, but in essence, 1st and goal at the 12.
One thing Cade Wallace does, we have a Tiger on the field. One thing Cade Wallace does well on every pass play is he sells it like it's a run, and then he pulls up real quick for the pass. Tigers have a little injury here.
Injured the Tiger down, and I don't want to guess who that is. We'll take a break here and find out what the status is. Tigers, though, marching. They lead 16-8, 2:14 to work, 3rd quarter. You're listening to Tiger Football on 100.9.
Are you looking for the right bank to complement your busy schedule? Look no further. United Bank & Trust has just what you need. From easy online, mobile, and tablet banking to online loan applications, there is no need to try to find time to reach the bank before closing hours. You can simply apply for that new mortgage or car loan in the comfort of your own home, or check the balances of your accounts while waiting in the line at the grocery store. United Bank & Trust makes banking convenient for you. United Bank & Trust, banking for your way of life. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Injured Tiger down is Holden Heigl, but he is going to walk off under his own accord, so that's good news there. Want to see 67 back in on both sides of the football for the Tigers. But Clay Center with 2:14 to work third quarter, leading 16-8, denies what was a good drive started by Smoky Valley, and then a huge pass play of 40 yards from Cade Wallace to Peyton Lane. Remember, this drive began back on the Tiger 5-yard line. Now they have it at the Smoky Valley 12, first down and 10. Cade Wallace under center. Mendham in the left wing back goes in motion. Now they pitch it out late. The ball on the ground. That's going to be Smoky Valley football. They faked it underneath. The pitch came left looking for Riley Griggs, a defender in the area. The ball really never gathered in at all, and the Tigers turn it over after really turning the tide with that drive.
Lots of times on those pitch plays on the wide corner, it's a lot like a pass play. You got to play catch, and we weren't able to get the ball out there to him. Cade was getting engulfed, pretty quickly there. So Smoky Valley takes over inside their own 15-yard line.
Heitschmidt puts one wing back left. He has two backs behind him. Loaded left side of the line. He turns left. He's going to keep it himself and will be punished as he gets about 2 or 3 yards on the play. A couple of defenders underneath had a hold of him, and then Zeb Bloom got a hit up top. It was Jake Wynn, Hunter Mullen initially on the play, but Heitschmidt still picks up 4 yards, second down 6.
Well, I tell you what, this third quarter's clicking away. We're inside 1 minute and 30 seconds to go. Each team has had one possession with about equal time of possession in this ballgame.
Lightning round, third quarter. Again, the wing back left with that loaded left side for Heitschmidt, who's under center. Second back through Anderson. He's going to be tackled by, trying to get the number. The first guy in there was Adam Eberts, and then had help from Parker Folks and company. But good tackle outside by Ebert to get the first stop and the first hit. It brings up third down and a yard to go for Smoky Valley from their own 22-yard line.
Yeah,
under a minute to go third quarter.
Yeah, they're not able to move the chains. It's third and very short, but they have a short field to work with here. They're back still inside their own 25-yard line.
Tigers can make them play a fourth down play. Likely we get the football back. Third down short. Heitschmidt, handoff underneath Odell, and the Tigers do a really good job to wrap this up. It'll depend on the spot. It appears they will give them a friendly spot after the 24, and that's first and 10. 33 seconds left, third quarter. There is a penalty flag down. They come in late.
Yeah.
I did not see. I'm looking for the spot and the finish of the run. It would appear to be something of a personal foul. It is. Face mask, and they call this on the Tigers. So a face mask on the Tigers at the end of that play. This will move the football to what was already a first and 10 further out for Smoky Valley from their end of the field.
Yeah, it'll get them out almost to the 35-yard line. It'll be, are we at the end of the quarter?
33 seconds left here in the third. Personal foul called against the Tigers. It is a face mask.
Oh, man, I'm way off. They're out to almost the 40.
Yeah, 39-yard line is where the line of scrimmage becomes now for Smoky Valley. First down and 10. So the Tigers do lead 16-8, under 30 to work third quarter. But Smoky Valley's gotten out of trouble after forcing a Tiger turnover deep in their own end of the field. Heitschmidt. This is going to be a counter play underneath Anderson. And Jake Quinn, great job to hang on. Peyton Lane finishes it off. How about your Mike linebacker, though, inside? Just getting an ankle and hanging on for dear life.
You got to scrap. If you're playing in that middle, it's a fast life in there. And I can tell you it's a fast life in there. You don't always know what you're doing. You can't always see what you're doing. Sometimes you're going by sight, sometimes by sound, sometimes by feel. That time Jake Wynn was going by feel, and he was hanging on to an ankle.
Sometimes by smell. Yeah. Right, Chet?
Yeah.
Into the third. We're headed to quarter four. Tigers lead at 16-8. Smoky Valley with the football, second down and 6 from their own 43. when we bring you back to Bethany College.
Even if the tailpipe on your combine is still warm, it's time to place next year's seed order. Central Valley Ag has a financing plan you need to look at.
0% seed financing until January 15th of 2018.
CVA Seed Director Chad Udbuddy is also offering price discounts, even if you make changes later.
We're giving a discount on the dollars that you are submitting an order for today.
It's easy to order from Central Valley Ag. Get details at cvacoop.com.
I was looking over Laurel Furniture catalogs when in walked Michael. Can I help you, Mr. Scott?
I'm a manager in my paper company, and I feel the position calls for the proper chair. Maybe something more like, I don't know, a throne.
Here at Central Office, we have a great selection of Laurel office chairs. From the flipper arm mid-back to this high-back leather chair.
This high back looks a little bit like a throne.
Sure.
Central Office Service and Supply Guy. I declare you Knight of the Office Supplies.
To the final 12 minutes of this football game, Tigers do lead 16-8. They jumped out early 16-0. That was in the first quarter. And then Smoky Valley had a big run of 62 yards, making it 16-8 at the quarter. At the halftime break, we're still there, Chet. That was a lightning-quick third period. Both teams threatened. Nobody got in.
I know. And the Tigers and Smoky Valley kind of traded those first possessions. Tigers fumbled in the red zone. Smoky Valley's trying to do something with it here.
Hyde Schmidt, hand off left side. This is Anderson. He's got a corner to turn. Turned inside by Brandon Loader. Then he shakes a tackler still on his feet. Finally brought down by Garrett Craig, but not before Anderson takes it to the Tiger 40-yard line. You talk about a shifty runner. Man. We talked about the strength of Anderson earlier. That was pretty evasive stuff right there.
Yeah, we've got some backs that do that, and we love to watch them do that when we have the ball, but it's tough to watch the other team do that. That was a really good run. It was a really strong run up the sideline.
16-8, Tigers do lead it. We're just underway in the fourth quarter. Smoky Valley threatening here in the fourth. They have it at the Tigers 40. Hand off, quick hitter underneath. This is Odell. Tell you what, when they give it to Odell underneath, and we've seen this happen a couple of times, you don't get a big train wreck with your defensive line. He's got a chance to bounce it out. Now, he gets 2 yards there, nothing, because the Tigers just made a big collision underneath.
Well, you never see the call anymore of assisting the runner. You know, I mean, let's face it, 10 years ago you saw that all the time. And I'm sure things have changed in regards to that call, but the line pushes him for about 4 yards, and it's very effective.
Second down, 8, second back through. Now this is Anderson again. He spins off a tackler, gets outside. He may be free to the 10, to the 5. No flags down. Smoky Valley is within 2 here on this Football Friday in Lindsborg. And what a run. You know, he was held to 30 yards in the first half, Chet.
Yeah.
Anderson has been a presence in the second half.
Well, he broke several tackles, then it was all on his own, and he showed a burst of speed as he headed up that sideline as well. Now, we get into extra points, you know, in high school football. The Tigers uncharacteristically went for 2 on both of their touchdowns, made them on both of their touchdowns. That's the only difference in the game right now is 1 2-point conversion. Here we go.
Anderson held 30 yards first half. He's at 111 now in all game. Wow. He has been a presence in the second half. To tie it, 2-point conversion try for Smoky Valley. Heitschmidt, they give it to Anderson again, trying to go to the outside. He gets in, and it is a 16-16 ball game. Kyle Anderson, 1,051 yards coming into this game, making his name known in the second half for Smoky Valley. 10:52 to work here in Lindsborg. Tigers get the football back, tied at 16 when we return.
Soil variability occurs throughout every field. From various soil mapping, soil sampling, and variable rate recommendations, CS Precision Ag is ready to address the issues that ultimately have a large impact on your bottom line. We are currently accepting new customers for this fall and look forward to helping you succeed. CS Precision Ag, serving customers throughout north central Kansas and south central Nebraska. Contact us today at 785-630-0596 or visit us online at csprecisionag.com.
Twin Valley Pulse Gigabit opens the door for your family and business in this fast-paced internet world. More than 6% of households own more than 15 connected devices, which include smartphones, tablets, and gaming consoles. Plus, new technologies are introduced every day to enhance our lives. Pulse service is now available in Aurora, Leonardville, Longford, Morganville, Riley, Wakefield, Clifton, Clyde, Delphus, Glasgow, Greene, Randolph, Milford, and Oldsburg. Call Twin Valley to receive advanced broadband today.
Tigers get the football back, still 10:52 to go in this ball game, and Smoky Valley has tied it up here in the fourth quarter on an 87-yard drive of 7 plays, 3 minutes, 2 seconds it took them. And we've said it before, it's already a ball game. Well, double that up a few times. It's a double-down situation now. The Tigers have to answer.
Well, sometimes in high school football, momentum plays such a key role, and it can all be about momentum at times. And right now, Smoky Valley has the momentum after the Tigers fumbled inside the 15-yard line.
Their senior night, the crowd up in a frenzy right now, and rightfully so. They have really turned this thing around. Now the Smoky Valley Vikings about to kick it off, and ball came off the tee. Earlier we had Smoky Valley having to hold it on with a holder out there to keep it on the tee. And you can feel the wind moving through the stadium more than it was, at least here in the booth. Again, there's a pretty good cover of buildings around with Bethany College being here. We didn't know how much of an impact it would have, but it might here in this fourth quarter, and the wind would be at Smoky Valley's back.
Well, less than 11 minutes to go in this game. It's all tied up. It's basically starting the game over right here, and it's going to be the offense that can control the line of scrimmage.
The kick is a line drive kick that's going to bounce and may go out of bounds. Hunter Mullen's going to let it go, and it will go out of bounds. A penalty on the play against the Smoky Valley Vikings for kicking out of bounds. Play center will have good field position to start.
They were trying to bury us back in that corner, and the ball just took one of those kicks where it headed to the sidelines and went out of bounds. That helps the Tigers. They're going to take over at the 35.
Play center will have it. 1st and 10, now tied 16-16. Play center led 16-0 early first half, and Smoky Valley's been able to just battle back. Both teams had the football a bunch in the third quarter, not scoring, and then Smoky Valley took it in early fourth.
It's all about efficiency now. You can't really have any or many dead plays.
And now we've got a football at the 35-yard line, now moved out to the 40-yard line. There was a penalty before they kicked off 5 yards, and now the Tigers get really good field position here with a chance maybe to make something happen. Tied at 16, just underway in this fourth quarter. Cade Wallace goes in under center. He has Peyton Lane wide to the right side. In motion goes Riley Griggs. Handoff underneath. Levi Fitzenmeyer dives out for maybe a 2 or 3 yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for the Tigers. 10:43 remains.
One of the first teams I've seen this year have an answer this deep into the game on Levi Fitzmeyer, up the middle. Gain of maybe 3. Tigers need to have an effective drive right here that moves the chains, has possession of the ball, eats up the clock.
Hunter Mullen, the wingback right. Wide to that right side is Peyton Lane. Levi Fitzenmeyer behind the quarterback, Cade Wallace. Griggs goes in motion. They'll pitch out right to Riley Griggs. He turns the corner, 45-yard line, 50. Parts out to the outside, still on his feet. They'll say he stepped out of bounds after a first-yard carry to the Smoky Valley 46-yard line.
I'm going to give credit to a block only because it caught my eye, but there were 3 other guys that made a block that I couldn't get their numbers because Zeb Bloom made such a great block out here on the corner that helped spring that big run. There were 3 other guys doing the same thing, except Zeb knocked his guy about 6 yards. So I'm looking. Who did that? Number 44.
1st down, 10 Tigers. In motion again, Griggs. They'll hand off underneath. This is Levi Fitzenmeyer. He pulls his way across the 40-yard line and dives it down to about the 37. It'll bring up 2nd down and a couple to go. A collision between a defender and the big bull Levi Fitzenmeyer. Guess who won? Number 21. I mean, he bowled him backwards. 2nd down 3. 9:40 left in this ball game. Tigers tied at 16. Driving, they have it at the Smoky Valley 40. Cade Wallace in motion goes Griggs from right to left. Now they look to the sideline as Griggs goes back to his wing spot on the right side. Hunter Mullen, wing to the left. Second down 3. Pitch out left for Griggs, trying to go to the outside. Now cuts it against the grain and will gain a couple. Brings up third down and short for the Tigers inside the Smoky Valley 40-yard line.
Well, the Tigers want to pick up this first down on this next play. It's third and about 3. If they don't, I'm sure they'll go for it unless there's a big penalty or a big loss. But the Tigers want to pick it up, keep this drive going, move the ball downfield.
Riley Griggs coming back a little bit, favoring his right leg, it looked like that time, but stays in the ball game. Third down, 2 or 3 still to go. Handoff underneath. Levi Fitzenmeyer pulling his way to the 35-yard line. Fitzenmeyer has it first down at 10. So the Tigers move the chains now with 8:40 left to go in this ball game.
This is such an interesting game. Some plays are such quick hitters, and we know exactly where the ball's going to be spotted at the end of the play. But those right up the middle like that, the Levi Fitzenmeyer runs, we just watch them play out. We watch him come down just past the line of, just past the move of the chain.
Now they move it right side, throw down the field, looking for Peyton Lane. No, he's got Riley Griggs to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown Tigers. Cade Wallace. Murph hit RG27. It's a 35-yard touchdown pass, and the Tigers answer right back. Wow. Peyton Lane was down the center on the pass play toward the goal line, but it was Riley Griggs on the outside right that found himself wide open, and Cade Wallace stood in there in the pocket one more time. IHOP 2.0 gives him enough time, and Riley Griggs catches it, and he's gone.
And Cade Wallace, I started to talk about this a while ago, and I'm going to wait till after this two-point conversion.
22-16, Tigers now lead it again. Cade Wallace under center for the two-point try. Here's a handoff. Levi Fitzenmeyer hit and dropped. He will not convert the 2. Clay Center, though, answers. Drives it back downfield. A 35-yard pass. Cade Wallace to Riley Griggs. 8:19 on the fourth quarter clock. Tigers up 22-16 when we return.
When you need to fill a prescription, when you need a special greeting card, when you need a thoughtful gift, or to instantly print pictures from your phone, Facebook, or camera memory card, the one place you can count on is Patterson's Health Mart Pharmacy. And remember, they also have homemade fudge, Call Hall ice cream, and coffee, plus a Radio Shack department. So much under one roof. Patterson's Health Mart Pharmacy in downtown Clay Center. They care about you and your health.
What happened?
This house is too small.
So let's buy a new house.
But we can't afford a new house. Money doesn't grow on trees.
That's why we'll go to United Bank and Trust. I heard they have low mortgage rates that are affordable for everyone.
Well, then let's go right now.
Stop and see me, Maria Fitzenmeyer.
Or me, Carla Sweet, at United Bank and Trust to talk about getting your new home loan process started.
Or visit us online at ubankonline.com. United Bank and Trust. Banking for your way of life.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
The Tigers saw Smoky Valley drive it downfield and go up or tie it up at 60 apiece, and the Tigers come back and answer on a 67-yard drive, capped off on a 35-yard pass play from Cade Wallace to Riley Griggs, and the Tigers have the lead 22-16.
Well, I knew that we wouldn't have a 10-minute and 51-second drive to win the game because that's not the Clay Center offense, but we needed to score.
Right.
We really needed to score. Now it's time for some defense.
Maybe who holds the trump card last that wins this football game. Smoky Valley will take the kickoff at about the 20-yard line to return up the middle. Jeff Bloom with the tackle, but not before the return comes out across the 30-yard line. That was Zach Abel with the return. Zeb Bloom with the tackle. 8:12 to work in this ball game, and Smoky Valley starts with really good field position.
Well, once I saw Zeb Bloom get a hold of him, I knew that nobody else was going to get a hold of him. He wrapped him up well. But what you said is so true. He was able to have a pretty good kickoff return before Zeb Bloom ever got to him on this side of the field.
By the way, Abilene now trailing going to the fourth quarter, 14-7. Here's Heidschmidt, handoff Anderson, second back through, and he's got 3 defenders on him. Peyton Lane, Gavin Ware in the middle, Adam Ebert in there as well. But a gain of 4, second down, 6 yards to go. 8 minutes left in this contest. The Tigers up 22-16.
The Tiger defense, we've had a good defense all year. And the Tiger defense has been tested in this game in the middle part of the field, and they're playing tough. They're doing all they can do.
Let's call it a 5-yard pickup, second down 5. 3 backs behind Heitschmidt. Turns left, first back through Odell. He is dropped after a gain of maybe 3 yards. Now we'll call it 4. It's going to be third down short. Pretty good head of steam and a seam to run through on the right side that time by the big fullback Odell.
Well, he got folded backwards. He just already picked up 3 yards, and it was kind of an unassuming gain the way he got it. But it's third and really short here, 1 yard to go for the move the chain.
Smoky Valley from their own 45-yard line. Tigers lead 22-16. Now 7-11 left to go in this ball game. Third down short for Smoky Valley. Heitschmidt going to give it to the backfield. Anderson. He's going to get first down yardage, not by much, but he only needed a yard. He maybe gets a yard and a half, 2 yards.
These 2 guys coming in from the side couldn't be more off. I mean, they're a yard and a half difference in their spot of the ball. Unfortunately for the Tigers, the referee in the middle looked at the other guy, but either one, he had the first down.
Smoky Valley has it first and 10 from their own 47-yard line. 7 minutes left in this ball game. Tigers lead it 22-16. A district championship is on the line. Hand off underneath Odell. This time buried as he gets to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard. And then Adam Ebert absolutely finished off what started as a pretty good collision underneath. He knocked him backwards at the gain of 3. Right at the midfield stripe now for Smoky Valley. Second down 7.
You always want your running backs to be facing towards the direction you're going at the end of the play. Adam Ebert had him going the other way at the end of that play.
Noticed Adam wasn't in on offense much that last series when the Tigers did go down and score. I was looking for him on the sideline, making sure he was healthy, but he's back out and obviously healthy after that hit. First back through Odell. Zeb Bloom knocks him down. Zeb just put a shoulder pad into him and said, get down there. It's third down and about 4. Wasn't a wrap-up, wasn't a tackle. It was just a hit, shoulder pad to shoulder pad. 144 went down. Odell, 144 stood and looked at him.
All these plays are to the first back through, and it's been a steady diet of that. We're holding them to 3 or 4 yards, but and now a timeout by Smoky Valley. The trouble is, if you get 3 or 4 yards 4 times, you're going to keep moving the chain.
And 5:41 left now. The Tigers lead it 22-16. You're listening to Tiger Football on 100.9.
Top 5 reasons to buy your next vehicle at Glavin Ford of Clay Center. Number 5, you can shop us online at glavenfordofclaycenter.com. Number 4, we have the best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. Number 3, it's just a short drive wherever you're at to downtown Clay Center to save thousands. Number 2, your trade-in is worth more to us than anyone else. And the number 1 reason to buy your next vehicle at Glavin Ford of Clay Center? We're the home of the engines and oil changes for life.
Are you tired of wondering where your certified wheat came from? Or are you tired of overpaying for new seed wheat? Oldie Seed is offering their direct buying program on new certified wheat seed. With the downturn in the wheat prices, Oldie Seed understands the struggles growers go through when making new purchase decisions. Call Oldie Seed today to book your direct seed purchases at $8.70 per unit and premium full seed treatment for $4.50. Call Oldie Seed today, where they have your back.
5:41 remains in the ball game. Tigers on top here. It is a 22-16 ball game. Smoky Valley faced with third down 4. Hand off, second back Anderson, and he is going to ride forward near the Tiger 41-yard line. First and 10. Smoky Valley keeps it rolling.
And Anderson touched us for that last touchdown, but Odell has touched us for a lot of yards tonight. He has 19 carries, 149 yards. But if you take out 3 of his runs, he has 3 runs that totaled 101 yards. That leaves his other 16 runs were just for 48 yards. So we have had a steady diet on defense of tackling Riley Odell.
First down 10. Football now at the Tiger 41-yard line. Smoky Valley marching. Tigers lead 22-16. Here's Heitschmidt's going to keep it himself left side. He's gathered in. Adam Ebert got the first hit. Seth Bloom and company finish it off. Actually, Caleb Minda may have had the first hit on that contact. It's going to be still a gain of 3, maybe 4 yards, and he brings up second down. Clock stops as he's knocked out of bounds.
I was expecting him to keep the ball a lot tonight. He really hasn't.
No, not much.
So it's a big surprise when he does keep the ball and come out on the sidelines, and he got knocked out of bounds, stopping the clock.
Second down 6 after a gain of 4. Under 5 to work in the ball game. Clock goes back into motion. I thought they had knocked him out of bounds, but they say he was brought down inbounds. Now the Tigers are going to take a timeout as well. I'm going to keep it right here. I got a couple of things I want to get you updated on. First off, Abilene McPherson. Mac has now gone up 21-7 with 7:20 to work in that ball game. Remember, Abilene had the win tonight by 2 to make the playoffs. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
You're undefeated to win the league title, state ranked.
Yeah.
You lose at Hayes, and now you're done for the year. It's just it's unreal. Also, Concordia was trailing at Scott City. They pretty much knew their season was coming to a close tonight. There had to be a lot of things happen. 35-10 is the final on that one. Also, Axtell, the Lady Eagles of Axtell have qualified for tomorrow's Final Four in high school 1A Division II volleyball. Hanover playing in the evening session as we speak right now, finishing up things, trying to get into tomorrow's Final Four as well in 1A Division I. Concordia advanced to the Final Four earlier today in high school volleyball, so congratulations to the Lady Panthers. And again, see if I can get some scores for you. Here's Hanover. They win their first match, their first 2 matches. They've gone 3-0. So Hanover and Axtell both are through. The Twin Valley League will have one in 1A Division II. Axtell and Centralia is still undefeated on the season, along with Hanover, both in the 1A Division I Final Four. Abilene also trying to make the Final Four in 4A Division I this evening. Smoky Valley right now faced with second down 6, 4:51 left to go in this ball game. Tigers up 22-16. Odell handoff underneath. It will be a carry near the 33-yard line. It brings up another third down, but again, Odell and company making some money through the middle right now.
Well, they really are. He's kind of a fire plug. You know, he's 5'10", 200 pounds. He's strong. He's got quick legs, and he picks up maybe except for those 3 runs, picks up 3 or 4 yards, and it's just enough to every once in a while move those chains.
Third down 2, Heitschmidt under center. Right side, a counter play coming to Anderson. And he's picked up by Gavin Seabolt, and not before he picks up the first down and 10 to the Tiger 29-yard line.
We're getting down almost to 4 minutes to go in the game, and the Smoky Valley Vikings are almost into the red zone. They just crossed the 30-yard line.
4:10 left. Tiger defense trying to dig it in. Tigers do still lead 22-16. There is a handoff left side, and this time the Tigers doing a really nice job to step it up right at the middle. Not much room there. It was Zeb Bloom who made the tackle. It's a gain of maybe 1 or 2 on that carry to the left side. I was able with the carry.
And we have an injury timeout on him. You know, I'm going to talk real quick about third downs for Smoky Valley. They are 6 for 10 on their third down conversions tonight. However, it's like, what have you done for me lately? On their last 6, they are 5 of 6 on third down.
Wow. Coming up tomorrow, don't forget the cross-country state championships taking place. We'll have coverage here on the air. Smoky Valley does have an injured player down. That's why there's a break in the play, and there's tending to be him as we speak. Jamie Bloom's going to be in Wamego tomorrow. She'll keep you updated on 1A and 2A and 4A. That, of course, featuring the Clay Center Tigers, the regional champion Lady Tigers, will be running along with Caleb Brookstool. And then we'll also have coverage on 3A from Lawrence Riley County Falcon. Boys qualified their team after a regional championship last week. There is an injury timeout for Smoky Valley right now. We'll take a break as well. You're listening to Tiger Football on KCLY.
It's amazing how much our economy is dependent on trucking companies who transport products from producers to consumers. TSI Kansas Incorporated has built a strong, reputable company by delivering valuable cargo for hardworking Americans who make the products to customers and consumers across the country. It's a vital role and one we are honored to do for your company. If you're looking for a dedicated carrier, we've got flatbed, vans, and reefers. We're TSI Kansas in Clay Center.
Sogren, the injured player for Smoky Valley, and they were able to lift him up and carry him off basically by the shoulders. He was unable to put any weight on his legs, but he was able to get to the sideline, so wish the best for him. 3:42 left in this ball game. Tigers lead 22-16. At stake, a district championship and a playoff home game for the Tigers. It would be the first time since 2009. Heitschmidt, second back Anderson. He's hit at the line of scrimmage. Zeb Bloom again shooting through, making the wrap-up and the tackle. They may have given forward progress to the line of scrimmage, but nothing more.
What a great tackle by Zeb. What a great tackle by Zeb. I was trying to see who else was in there.
It is no gain on the play. Third down, still 8 yards to go. Obviously, 2-down territory with 3 minutes to go in the ball game at the Tiger 27-yard line with Clay Center leading 22-16, and now we've got another timeout, this time by Smoky Valley. We'll take a break as well. You're listening to Tiger Football on 100.9.
When it's wheat planting time, who better to help you with that task than Wilbur Ellis and Reed Seed and Feed? We are the complete package, providing cleanup service of unwanted weeds in your field and applying starter fertilizer to your crop. We have individual varieties and blends of seed wheat and treatment packages too. We offer all these services and products to make the wheat planting go smoothly. For the total package, wrapped up and tied a pretty bow, give us a call at Wilbur Ellis and Reed Seed and Feed.
It's time for Tiger Football. I'm sure the coaching staff has put together a solid game plan for tonight's game. Have you thought about your insurance game plan? Hi, Tiger fans. This is Jim Gearhan with Farmers Union Insurance. We can customize insurance plans from everything from cars, trucks, and combines to houses, boats, and businesses. We can even insure your retirement. Stop by and see me, Jim Gearhan, at 426 Lincoln Avenue in downtown Clay Center, a proud supporter of Tiger Athletics.
2:56 remains. Smoky Valley, the timeout called. They have the football at the Tiger 27-yard line. Third down, 8 yards to go. For the Vikings, they have one timeout remaining. The Tigers with 2 left. Clay Center leads 22-16. District championship on the line. Pass play rolling right. Heitschmidt fires out in the flats, has a receiver. He is blistered by Hunter Mullen. The catch is made. It is short. No, it was incomplete. Hunter Mullen does break it up. The Bulldozer absolutely roll right through the intended receiver.
And I was with you, Rocky, and you know, we moved over here to where there's no glass, and we're trying to watch the play, and it did look like he pulled it in, but when Hunter made contact with him, he separated the receiver from the ball. Incomplete pass. It's 4th and 8.
4th down, 8. Even if he had caught it, it was short of the first down, but it would have been 4th and about a couple. Now it's 4th down and 8 at the Tiger 27-yard line. Huge play by Hunter Mullen. 4th down, 8 yards to go. They haven't passed much. Now they go shotgun even with 3 receivers tripped to the right side. Heitschmidt from the gun. Back to pass, rolling that same right side. Pressure coming. He lets it go late. Near the sideline, it is going to be a penalty flag thrown in at the end. It is a penalty flag thrown near the sideline. Hunter Mullen on coverage. Let's see what the call is. It appears it would be against the Tigers, a pass interference call.
Oh, I'm sure it is, and here comes the signal.
A pass interference. It is on Clay Center. Unbelievable. A diving attempt to the sideline. Hunter Mullen right on coverage with him. Wow. Obviously, it's the far side of the field. We just told you our vision's not the greatest through the glass here. But I did not see a pass interference play on that one. Not to mention that Heitschmidt had to get rid of it before he wanted to because the Tigers had pressure.
Well, we had a lot of pressure on him. He was throwing that ball under duress. It was 4th and 8. If they don't complete that pass, they are giving up the ball to us right there. There's no way that ball could be caught by anybody in the world at any level of football. It was thrown into the dirt, but it's a pass interference call on us. They have a new set of downs at the 15, 14-yard line.
First down and 10. Heitschmidt under center. They'll go back to the ground game, you'd imagine. It's going to be Heitschmidt keeping outside, and he tackled in the backfield. Brandon Loader makes the play. It's a tackle for a loss of 1. Second down 11. 2.5 to work. A load of defense from Brandon Loader.
Brandon Loader came through there. He was playing some contain. He wasn't going to let anybody get outside him, but he also had a blocker on him. He was on his knees on the ground, came back up and made the tackle for a loss.
2:15 left in this game. Tigers do lead 22-16. Football at the Tiger 15. It was a loss of 1. Second down, 11. Heitschmidt, 3 backs behind. He will turn left, second back through Anderson. And he's got some room. He gets it inside the 5-yard line, then rolls across. Down near the 3 goes Smoky Valley. 1:55 remaining. And now they have it first down and goal at the Tiger 3-yard line.
Yeah, the chain gang just drops the chains over there. New set of downs for Smoky Valley inside the 5 at about the 3.5-yard line. 1:54 to go in the game.
And the yardage marker set. Clock starts ticking again. Now the Tigers need to start thinking about keeping some clock if Smoky Valley would punch it across. Of course, they lead by 6. They would have to get the extra point to take the lead. Here's Heitschmidt. Handoff underneath Odell. Nothing there. Tiger defense really stands their ground. Second down and goal. Now 1:28 remaining. Clock continues to tick away. 1:24 and going. Smoky Valley with 1 timeout left. The Tigers have 2 timeouts remaining. Anderson in the backfield. Odell and Court Elliott behind the quarterback Heitschmidt. Second down and goal. Smoky Valley. Anderson this time cuts against the grain. Gets down near the goal line. He's close. Touchdown Smoky Valley. They have tied it at 22 apiece with 1:02 remaining here in this fourth quarter. The extra point try will be coming up. They are sending out the extra point field goal unit. So they will not go for 2. They will try for the extra point to take the lead by 1. Garrett Forsberg, a senior at 6'3", runs out on the field. He is the holder. The kicker, we mentioned him earlier, DeMott. His dad was an All-American alongside Coach J.D. Lane at UNA as a punter, an offensive lineman, defensive lineman for the extra point. The snap is low. The kick is blocked. The kick is blocked, and the Tigers blow it up. Tied at 22. It was a low snap. Hunter Mullen got a hand on it. Caleb Bendeth then made the tackle after the extra point was blocked. The Tigers have new life.
What a play. Everything with the kicking game is precision. That ball was snapped on the ground. The holder was trying to recover, get it back in place. When the kick was made, there were about 5 Tigers in the area.
1:02 left in this football game. So Smoky Valley eats a lot of clock up again. They punch it in, but they can't take the lead. The Tigers haven't trailed in this game. Now it's 22-22 and 1:02 remaining. They'll get the football back. We'll see what happens at the end of regulation. We'll keep it right here with you as the Tigers will try to... Is there a chance to finish this in regulation, check?
Oh, there's a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance? No, there's a chance. You know, talk about answering each team, answering the other team. Score, 2-point conversion. Score, 2-point conversion. That happens 4 times. Then a score, fail to convert. Score, fail to convert. Here we are, 1 minute and 2 seconds to go in the game, 22-22.
Tigers will get the football back. They will send back deep to receive for Clay Center. And they're expecting maybe something squibbed, it looks like.
Yeah.
The Tigers, as they put Dawson Humphrey back deep. They will kick it away and deep with the wind at their back. It'll bounce into the end zone, and the Tigers will take over at their own 20. 1:02 remaining. Clay Center does have 2 timeouts. Now you get to play armchair quarterback. Those listening, those here in the booth, do you try to make something happen and win it in regulation with 2 timeouts, or do you feel fortunate after Smoky Valley has the bobbled extra point play and you get to overtime?
Well, you look into the eyes of your personnel, and you talk to them, and you decide where your best chance is. We're going to see what the Tigers are going to do right here.
Tigers spread the field, 1 receiver left, 2 right. Back to pass, rolling right is Cade Wallace. Looks to the sideline, has Wyatt Alexander. Catch is made. Out across the 25-yard line. Just 5 seconds off the clock, and the Tigers will have second down and short. So, obviously, on the first play here, the Tigers go to the right side.
And there was only 1 minute 2 to go when we took over possession there. You know, Cade also had a lot of field in front of him, but he needs to preserve clock. He completed the pass.
Rolling right again. Wallace sets. Now has to run to the sideline. He'll be tackled out of bounds.
Throw it.
Almost a penalty flag pulled by the white hat coming in behind the play as Wallace was tackled out of bounds, but he did not pull the flag out. That clock is running. The Tigers Cade Wallace is saying, wait a minute, I was out of bounds, and the official's now going to come to the score clock and tell them to put the time back on the board, I believe, anyway.
That was one of those plays where the white hat was reaching for his flag, and I think you saw it too.
I did too.
He was thinking about it because Cade wasn't just out of bounds. He was clear past the white part of the out of bounds when he was tackled. And he started to reach for his flag. He left it there, but then the flag kept running. They're going to get it fixed now.
47 seconds on the clock here in the fourth, tied at 22-22. Third down, 5 yards to go for Clay Center. Cade Wallace, he will pitch it out left. Caleb did a good catch in the backfield. Now looking for a block. He's going to be cut down at about the 25-yard line. 36 seconds. That'll bring up fourth down. And we may be headed to overtime. I'm surprised Smoky Valley's not taking a timeout. And now we do see that timeout taken by the Vikings. 29 seconds left. They'll make the Tigers snap it on fourth down and at least punt it away. We'll take a timeout as well. Tigers, Smoky Valley, tied at 22 here in Lindsborg when we return.
Soil variability occurs throughout every field. From various soil mapping, soil sampling, and variable rate recommendations, CS Precision Ag is ready to address the issues that ultimately have a large impact on your bottom line. We are currently accepting new customers for this fall and look forward to helping you succeed. CS Precision Ag, serving customers throughout north central Kansas and south central Nebraska. Contact us today at 785-630-0596 or visit us online at csprecisionag.com.
Raise your hand if you need more internet speed. Don't settle for yesterday's internet speed when you have a home full of today's devices. Stop and think of how many devices you have in your house on an average day, including smartphones, gaming systems, tablets, computers, and more. Upgrade to the maximum speed of 1,000 megabits per second for outstanding enjoyment when multiple people are streaming, downloading, or gaming. It's time to get your hands on Twin Valley Pulse Internet. Call 800-515-3311 to grab this deal today.
So the Tigers face with fourth down and 5, 29 seconds left in the football game, tied at 22. And back to punt, Connor Last stands at his own 14-yard line, tied at 22. The snap is a good one. The kick is away. Bang downfield, and now Smoky Valley will let it bounce out of bounds. 22 seconds left. The Vikings, no timeouts remaining, will take over at their own 43-yard line with 22 seconds to work in regulation, tied at 22 apiece.
Man, this clock's moving slow now.
Too slow, isn't it? Yeah, I agree.
Like sand through the hourglass.
First down and 10. Tigers led 16-0. Smoky Valley answered to tie it 16-all in the second half. Then Clay Center went up 22-16. Smoky Valley tied it with an extra point try that was bobbled and then blocked. And so we stand here at 22 apiece with 22 seconds left. If you're a believer in fate or a poker player, you got to bet on deuces right now. They're wild on that scoreboard.
Here we go.
And they're going to take a knee.
Yep.
And Smoky Valley says, let's go to overtime. Tigers take a timeout, or are they going to wind the clock? They stopped the clock as they took a knee. The officials are saying, let it go. Now they put it back into motion. I think both teams are ready to go to overtime. 14 seconds. We'll make sure no one steps up to the line of scrimmage. 22-22.
That's happened before.
Headed to overtime for a district championship and a home playoff game. Tigers, Smoky Valley, hooked up in a classic on a football Friday. Back in a moment.
Patterson Health Mart Pharmacy is your headquarters for durable medical equipment. They can tell you about the line of supplies and how each is designed to make routine tasks a little easier. You'll find lift chairs, braces, walkers, bath rails, canes, diabetic shoes, and so much more. All available to improve your mobility and overall health. Patterson Health Mart Pharmacy is your source for dependable and cost-effective durable medical equipment, putting the care into healthcare. Downtown Clay Center.
Are you looking for the right bank to complement your busy schedule? Look no further. United Bank & Trust has just what you need. From easy online, mobile, and tablet banking to online loan applications, There is no need to try to find time to reach the bank before closing hours. You can simply apply for that new mortgage or car loan in the comfort of your own home, or check the balances of your accounts while waiting in the line at the grocery store. United Bank and Trust makes banking convenient for you. United Bank and Trust, banking for your way of life. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Well, this thing started with a bang. The Tigers, Cade Wallace with 84 yards, which, by the way, is our Debenham Electric Heating and Air electrifying play. The game shed, that seems like a game or two ago, doesn't it?
Oh, man. Wasn't that last week?
It seems like it. 84 yards, the opening play from scrimmage. Cade Wallace took it home. Levi Fitzemeyer, the two-point conversion. That was your Debenham Electric Heating and Air electrifying play of the game. And then the Tigers went up 16-0. And then Smoky Valley answered, tied it up at 16 apiece. The Tigers answered with what would be our Catalyst Design and Graphics catch of the game, Riley Griggs. What a play downfield. Wallace to Griggs, 35 yards. You take the lead back. You don't get the two-point conversion. And then Smoky Valley eats clock and eats yards and eats the end zone to finally go in. And they tie it up. An extra point try fails. And we're headed overtime, Jen.
Yeah, and we were trying to talk about overtime rules because we haven't had an overtime in high school football for a while. I don't know that we have not had one since, but we did have an overtime game in that season you were talking about. The last time we hosted a home.
Oh, yeah.
Home
right.
district. That season we had an overtime game.
That's correct, yeah.
And
2009.
Yeah, and that may be the last time the Tigers have been in an overtime.
Yeah,
and high school overtime is not at all like the college. It's not at all like the pros. And so they're down inside a minute. They're going to come out and bring the captains back to midfield and get it talked over.
Let's look through our another awards that we have, Chet, to pass along. The CNR Credit Union block of the game. We had Riley Griggs. His name mentioned, what, 3 times?
Yeah, he's all over the place.
On kick-out blocks or downfield blocks. I really think, I know we just gave him the catch of the game, but it was such a big play at the time, but Riley's had a good night on offense, both catching and I'm going to give him the CNR Credit Union block of the game.
I'm with you. Twice for Adam Ebert when Adam picked up first down. Right. And it was Adam had great runs, but part of the great run was the block by Riley Griggs.
The Hundley's Garage big hitter. We had all kinds of things going on in this football game. Parker Folks had it last week. He's had some big ones. We called Zeb Bloom, and so we could go up and down the line. But there was a huge stop back, and it's even bigger now that we're going to overtime back in the first quarter.
Yeah, it absolutely is, and we don't have a name other than the Tiger D, but it was a stop on 4. It was 4th and 3 with 11 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Right.
And it was at the 32-yard line, and that was a big change of possession for the Tigers.
The stat of the game, we've been throwing out numbers and different things. 22-22, Midwest Product stat of the game. That's got to be it, right? We're going to overtime, and
absolutely
both teams have answered, and answered each other the entire ball game. And the second half has been quick. And then Clay Center goes up. They don't get the two-point conversion. Smoky Valley somehow finds the end zone on a big drive for them to tie this thing, and then they bobble the extra point. And now the Tigers and Smoky Valley Vikings are headed to OT. The district championship still hangs in the balance. A home playoff game hangs in the balance for these two teams.
2 orange and black teams that are both 2-0 in district that don't want to go home as the loser. The stat of the game is overtime.
Tigers have won the coin toss. They will defer. Smoky Valley will take the football with the wind at their back. Let's take one more time out. Overtime for a district championship from Bethany College. Clay Center Tiger football continues in a moment.
Soil variability occurs throughout every field. From Veris soil mapping, soil sampling, and variable rate recommendations, CS Precision Ag is ready to address the issues that ultimately have a large impact on your bottom line. We are currently accepting new customers for this fall and look forward to helping you succeed. CS Precision Ag, serving customers throughout north central Kansas and south central Nebraska. Contact us today at 785-630-0596 or visit us online at csprecisionag.com.
A couple of things as we go to this overtime. We're talking over, the overtime situation. It's a bit perplexing because you said early in the ball game, actually maybe early second half, the Tigers had uncharacteristically gone for 2 and not kicked the extra point.
Yeah.
How big is that right now?
Oh man. Well, it set the tone. It kind of forces the hand for the other team as well.
I agree.
But they answered.
And then after you get 2-point conversions every time, Smoky Valley brings the extra point unit out for the first time for either team in this ballgame. So odd to see those little bitty things make up the difference in a football game. And now here we go into overtime. Smoky Valley will have it. They go to the 10-yard line. Each team gets 4 plays. They can kick a field goal. They can score. They can kick the extra point, or they can go for 2, but they get 4 plays to get it done from the 10. Tigers stand on defense. Heitschmidt under center. Odell underneath. And he pushes the pile down to the 5, still on his feet. That's a long run on first down for Odell. That big bruising back has been a load Tigers to deal with.
We're going to give him about 7 yards on that run. They're going to be spotting the ball very well right on that extra point hash line in the middle of the field, right on the 3.
Timeout taken by the Tigers here early in overtime. It's going to be 2nd down and 3 here in OT. Smoky Valley will have 3 more offensive plays. The Tiger defense will try to make a stand. Stay with us. You're listening to Overtime Football and District Championship Play on 100.9.
Go big or go gig with Twin Valley Pulse. How big, you ask? You can get internet speeds of up to 1,000 megabytes per second. That's incredibly fast. That's 100 times faster than most U.S. households. Not convinced? How about downloading 25 songs in 1 second? How about downloading high-def TV shows in 3 seconds and high-def movies in 36 seconds? That's smoking fast. And Twin Valley is the only one offering Pulse Gig internet service. So call 800-515-3311 to order Pulse today with Twin Valley.
Tigers tied at 22 in overtime, and the first play from scrimmage for Smoky Valley goes 7 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 3 at the Tiger 3-yard line in the opening possession of OT. Now, even if Smoky Valley goes in, or whatever they get out of these first 4 plays, the Tigers have their 4 plays coming up as well.
Yeah, they'll get a chance to answer or exceed whatever Smoky Valley does.
So 2nd down and 3 after the run for Odell takes it down to the Tiger 3-yard line. Here's Heitschmidt again under center. First back again through, and now the offensive line really pushes forward, and on 2 plays, Smoky Valley takes it in. They have taken the lead. Their first lead of this football game comes in overtime.
And we need to give the entire 10 yards on both of those runs, not to Odell, but to that offensive line. It's like they let him get in front of him, and then 4 of them get behind him and just push his butt into the end zone.
As you said, aiding and abetting, you see the call. They don't call it much anymore. In fact, it's very legal in college football.
Right.
At this time. And now Smoky Valley will line up to go for 2.
Like whoever has the biggest bubbas.
That's right. Heitschmidt to go for 2. It'll be Heitschmidt keeping it, going to the outside left, and he dives forward, able to follow through. There is a flag behind the play. There was a illegal shift against Smoky Valley, so negate the 2-point conversion. Huge call here, because instead of 8-0 or a 8-point lead in overtime, would have been 30-22 instead of 28-22, and they'll have to replay the down.
And with Heitschmidt bringing it to the left, and we talked about he didn't keep it tonight near as much as I thought he might. We made contact with him at about the 1 or 2 yard line, but his momentum, and he's a tough runner, he was brought down on the goal line. So he was in for the conversion, but they're going to bring it back and run it again.
And now a timeout taken by Smoky Valley. Again, the Tigers trail in overtime, 28-22. The Vikings will be going for a 2-point conversion from the 8-yard line when we come back.
Technology is always changing, so there's always something new at Radio Shack. Come into Patterson Health Mart and browse through the Radio Shack department. If you're looking for streaming devices, Radio Shack has several from Apple, Amazon, Roku, Google, and Airbox. Maybe you need an action camera for security, or you're interested in the latest music and sound accessories like wireless speakers. Find what you're looking for at Radio Shack inside Patterson Health Mart in downtown Clay Center.
Well, now the conversation for Smoky Valley after scoring what appeared to be a 2-point conversion, an illegal shift called, bump them back 5 yards. There's a big conversation right now in that huddle, Chet, I think, about kicking an extra point.
I think there is, and at first I thought they would kick it. I don't think they're going to. Well, here comes 55.
Of course, he's on the offensive line as well.
Yeah.
And he will go to the offensive line, not to kick. So they will go for it. The 2-point conversion. Tigers trailing now for the first time in this ballgame in overtime, 28-22. Play Center will get the football with their overtime offense as well. But it is going to be Smoky Valley from the 8-yard line now going for the 2-point conversion. Heitschmidt. He will roll right, wanting to pass. Fires for the end zone. Has a receiver, and it's bobbled. It goes into another player's hands, and it's caught. 2-point conversion is good. The initial receiver couldn't bring it in, and the receiver behind him for Smoky Valley makes the catch. That is Dalton Klein, who comes up with a tip drill off offense. And the Tigers will now trail by 8.
I tell you what, that was destiny. I mean, you know, it could not get caught by the guy that it was thrown to. He bobbles the ball as he's going out of bounds. The guy behind him catches it before he goes out of bounds.
Wow.
In the end of the end zone.
So the 2-point conversion is good. Now, game's not over by any stretch, but the Tigers will have to score a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to stretch this to a second overtime.
Yeah, when you win the toss on overtime and you defer, you want to go last so that if the other team doesn't make their conversion or they kick or they maybe get a field goal or whatever, you know what you need to do. Or if they don't score at all, you know you can win with a field goal. But the Tigers have the maximum that they have to do now. They have to score 8 points to extend this football game.
30-22. Tigers will have it in their overtime possession. Caleb Mendham, a wing left. Adam Ebert to the right. Cade Wallace, pitch out right side. The ball is on the ground. Mendham covers it up. Pitch out was to Mendham right. It bobbled to the ground. Smartly, Mendham gets on top of it, so the Tigers lose it down maybe a yard, but they don't lose the football.
Yeah. I liked what was in front of Caleb Mendham.
Right.
I liked a lot what was in front of Caleb Mendham as he was getting out on that corner and looking upfield for that 10 yards he needed, but we lost a couple yards at 2nd and 12.
Cade Wallace, Levi Fitzenmeyer in the backfield. Levi the only back. Peyton Lane, Wyatt Alexander off to the right side. Wallace going to roll right, looking to pass. Steps. Now he runs it. He's to the 8-yard line. Tackled. It'll be 3rd down for the Tigers at about the 8 of Smoky Valley in this first overtime, with Play Center needing a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to stretch it to a second. Wallace could run that time. Again, it's 4-down situation. You have to score a touchdown.
Yeah, and everything is off on the scoreboard, so we just have to go by the yard marker, guys.
3rd down for the Tigers. Peyton Lane now goes wide left. Wing back left is Mendham. Right is Ebert. Cade Wallace. Pitch out left. Adam Ebert trying to get to the outside. A penalty flag. It's going to be a hold against the Tigers. Ebert scores as he touches the pylon, but there are 3 penalty flags down. They may all be the same call.
It might be. It's holding on the Tigers. I don't see any other preliminary signals.
On the outside that time, the Tigers reached and grabbed a jersey to give Ebert the corner. Adam did a great job to dive to the pylon and score it, but it's going to be called back. It'll still be 3rd down. Now they'll sort the flags out. Most are in the same area where I saw the hold, but there are a couple that are a little further downfield, so we'll see what the call is for sure. Yeah, it is going to be against the Tigers.
I don't see any other signals.
Just the holding call, which we expected. So now it's 3rd down. The Tigers will go from the Smoky Valley 17-yard line. Tigers trailing by 8 in overtime. They need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. They have the football at the Smoky Valley 17 in OT. Hunter Mullen now splits out wide left. 2 receivers off to the right side, Lane and Alexander. Cade Wallace back to pass, rolls right, looking, steps, staggers, now fires off the back foot toward the back of the end zone. Touchdown caught in the back of the end zone right side. The catch is made for the Tigers. That is Peyton Lane who hauls it in, and the Tigers have it within 2. Cade Wallace kept himself alive in the backfield until he hit his old buddy Peyton Lane for another touchdown. That is the 5th touchdown catch of the year for Lane.
we might need to give Cade Wallace the Houdini move of the game there, just to keep himself alive, because he was floating down the line of scrimmage. You know, he was just trying to find somebody and avoid the pressure and stay behind the line of scrimmage, and he found Peyton. Peyton got a little separation back there. Here we go. We got to get the 2.
2-point conversion will send this to a second overtime. On 3rd down at the 17-yard line, Cade Wallace rolls right. Peyton Lane stayed with him, and he finds him in the end zone for the touchdown. Now the 2-point try to tie it. Wallace under center. He will work it right side. Pitch out right. Hunter Mullen tucks it underneath. Dives forward. Did he get there? Did he get there? They say no. They say no. Tigers were calling for the touchdown. Hunter Mullen lands on the goal line, and the sideline official comes in immediately waving no touchdown, and that is going to end this ball game in the initial overtime. Mullen cut it against the grain, took a dive to the goal line, and they say he's short, and the Tigers will see this end in overtime. Play center living on the sideline. The officials breaking away after the sideline official came in immediately waving no good.
Yeah,
that'll end it here in overtime.
Yeah, those five officials are on the plane. They're getting out of here as fast as they can. It's one of those plays where, and we can't tell from here.
Right,
It was on the far corner, but it looked like Hunter Mullen was right on that line with the upper part of his body and the ball. The official was saying, I think, that his knee touched, back just between the one and the goal line is what I'm guessing. He called it off real quick, and then they started heading for the locker room.
So the Tigers will fall by 2, 30-28 in overtime in this district championship game. Stay with us. We'll have postgame on the way next.
What happened?
This house is too small.
So let's buy a new house.
But we can't afford a new house. Money doesn't grow on trees.
That's why we'll go to United Bank and Trust. I heard they have low mortgage rates that are affordable for everyone.
Well, then let's go right now.
Stop and see me, Maria Fitzmeyer.
Or me, Carla Sweet, at United Bank and Trust to talk about getting your new home loan process started.
Or visit us online at ubankonline.com. United Bank and Trust. Banking for your way of life.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Just a short drive will save you thousands. I'm Jeremy Glavin, owner of Glavin Ford of Clay Center, and I'd like to invite you to come see for yourself this great lineup of cars, trucks, and SUVs on our lot. We have the best selection of new vehicles, we have the best selection of pre-owned vehicles, and we have incredible deals to match them. Plus, your trade-in is worth more to us. Shop us online at GlavinFordofClayCenter.com or come see us in downtown Clay Center. We are Glavin Ford of Clay Center, home of the engines and oil changes for life.
You must prepare for tomorrow and make ready the fields for next spring. At Wilbur Ellis Reed Seed and Feed, we're not psychic, we don't read palms or cast spells, but we do read fields, see what works, and offer you the products we know will help with your profit potential. We start with cleaning up the weeds, adding residual for control into the spring, and apply fall fertilizer with or without stabilizers for a head start to next year's crop. No magic, just simple, straightforward solutions. We are Wilbur Ellis Reed Seed and Feed.
In addition to a full line of grocery, meats, produce, and dairy, Ray's Apple Market also features a deli and bakery, specialty gourmet food items, and gasoline pumps. They committed to stocking their shelves with everything families need to save time and money looking for it elsewhere. From baby food to diapers, beauty supplies, and pet food, you'll discover Ray's Apple Market has the items you need to manage your household efficiently and affordably. Ray's Apple Market, open till 10 p.m., 7 days a week.
It's a bitter swallow to swallow for the Clay Center Tigers here in overtime. District championship on the line, and you go up 16-0. You battle your tails off the entire football game, Chad, and then it comes down to a 2-point conversion that ends at the goal line. It's going to be talked about for a long time.
Forever.
Yeah.
For some people, forever. And there's a lot of games where you walk away from a game that you lost, and you call it, you try to take a moral victory out of it. There's no moral victories out of the district championship game where it comes down to the 2-point conversion in overtime, and it is that close. If this is a TV game, they're still showing.
I'm guaranteeing.
They're still showing.
It a few times. The coaching staff of the Tigers obviously very upset. You could see them trying to get the officials' ear. They were out of here. They didn't want to talk about it. It was called immediately, I will say this.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like he hesitated. He came running in immediately saying, no good. And so the call stands, and the Tigers will lose a 30-28 ball game here in overtime. And, boy, what a contest. Smoky Valley celebrating. They're going to be at home next Friday night. The Tigers will go on the road. They're still in the playoffs. It's not like they got knocked out. Nope. But they won't be back home in the Den next week. They'll be headed to Wichita Collegiate on Friday night.
Yep. And, you just got to go take care of business. You got to regroup. You wanted to have a home game, but you're in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
More than half of the teams in football are done.
Won't be playing next week.
Exactly.
The Tigers will be. Your post-game show is being brought to you by Cloud County Community College, B&D Seamless Gutters, Clay County National Bank, DMD Designs and Graphics, Washington, and Waterville. Some numbers in this football game for Smoky Valley. Odell, we talked about him a bunch. He had the 162-yard run, but everything else was grind it out and get it done through the middle, 159 yards. And then Kyle Anderson, 30 yards in the first half. He goes for 140 in this football game. I mean, that's getting the job done. He's now at almost 1,200 yards on the team.
They were physical runners. They were strong runners, and they were physical late. They were strong late, and that made a big difference.
Yeah.
We had some key penalties late.
Yeah, we did. That's a very good point. Cade Wallace threw for 131 yards, including the touchdown pass to Riley Griggs. And we got to go back to the play that they made to even have a chance for the 2-point conversion. Wallace rolling right. Cade finds some time. You called it the Houdini play, and then he finds Peyton Lane in the end zone, and he gets the chance. It's a 2-point conversion. Cade also rushed for 118 yards tonight on 9 carries, had the 84-yard run to start the football game. Riley Griggs also in the ball game had a good night with 67 yards receiving, including the touchdown, and ran the ball at times well. Adam Ebert ran the ball well. Levi Fitzenmeyer, he kept pulling away, but they really tied him up in the middle. And the Tigers drop a 30-28 decision here on the road against Smoky Valley. So it's on to Wichita Collegiate next Friday night for the Clay Center Tigers.
There you go. We'll be there.
Postseason play, you darn right we will. Clay Center Tigers into the playoffs Friday night. Don't forget state championship cross-country coverage comes your way tomorrow from Wamego and Lawrence. And K-State Wildcat football heads north to Iowa State. That kickoff will be 11 a.m. pregame at 9 tomorrow morning. That'll wrap it up for Dr. Stat, Kerry Carlson. Thanks for being with us, Chet Carlson. As always, love having you in the booth. Bernie Fancella back at home as our engineer on this Football Friday. This is Rocky Downing telling you to enjoy the rest of your Football Friday.
Hi, this is Hannah Swihart, former Clay Center Tiger and current Cloud County Community College T-Bird. I'm a member of the Lady Thunderbird volleyball team and happy that I chose Cloud. I'm proof that Clay Center Tigers make great Cloud County T-Birds. I'm getting my start on a college degree at an affordable option close to home, and you can too. Learn more about Cloud by visiting us at cloud.edu or by scheduling a campus visit to find out about all the opportunities for you. Going anywhere starts here at Cloud County Community College. Go T-Birds.
Gutters are necessary for the protection of your home, and quality seamless guttering is the most efficient. At B&D Seamless Gutters, you'll have your choice of colors, and they can even match the color to your siding in residential or commercial settings. 6-inch commercial guttering is also available. Add value and style to your home with new gutters. Talk to Brian Moon and have them install leaf screens or solid gutter covers. Call for a free estimate. B&D Seamless Gutters, 632-0696.
Custom signs, screen printing, and vinyl graphics are just a few things that DMD Design and Graphics can do. They also do banners and vehicle wraps, all at competitive prices. Visit their Washington store and see all the cool things they can do with t-shirts, hoodies, bags, signs, and cars. It'll blow your mind. Things you never thought possible. You were made to stand out. Get your logo, mascot, name, and custom design on just about anything at DMD Design and Graphics.
The role of a student athlete is a challenging one. It takes properly balanced investments of time and energy, both in academics and in the sport. Our Tiger student athletes do this balancing act with determination, perseverance, and pride, and we're proud of them and their commitment to the success of the team. I'm Maury Catlin, and our team at Clay County National Bank stands with the Tiger families, coaches, school, and the community in cheering on the Tigers this season. We're Clay County National Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Tiger football on KCLY is brought to you in part by CS Precision Ag of Clifton, Central Office Service and Supply, United Bank and Trust, Geisler Roofing and Home Improvement, and Oldie Seed Farms.